Yo. My name's Tosin, and we about to start this inaugural episode of the FT Hangout. First thing I want to say is fuck Mourinho, and I got the homie Dahir here, and I got
Yeah, how you doing, guys?
Yeah, what's
Abdul.
up?
Yeah,
Like, what's up, yo? Yeah,
Yeah, that was a hell of a weekend of football.
yeah, it was, man.
yeah. But yo, y'all want to talk Clásico first? Like,
Yeah, definitely. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, sure.
that is the main game after all, so yeah, why not?
It wasn't on the pitch though. That
It
was
wasn't,
fucking
yeah, but on
dreadful.
paper, definitely, yeah.
yeah. Oh
You know,
man.
I think um, because you look at the last two Clásicos in terms of quality, they've been garbage, in my opinion, at least. Like the first one with Zidane and Enrique, and then this last one,
Hmm.
that was that
How was
was
the last Clásico garbage though?
I know I thought like just when you look at it, like that first Clásico with the one we won 2-1.
Yeah,
I
I
thought
actually
like
enjoyed that
I
one.
thought
Yeah,
Barca were
uh,
good like in the first few minutes, but I thought it was just a mess of a game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I remember
yeah, compared to other
Suarez missing
Clásicos
that
anyway,
sitter
yeah.
and shit. Like I remember that.
I thought it was just a mess, but I just think like yesterday proved it. Like both managers are not at the level of their squads,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah, I kinda agree with that.
Yeah, it's not the days of where you have Pep Guardiola or Carlo Ancelotti in charge. Like, it's a completely different ball game, I suppose, yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I don't
Mhm.
think. Do you think like I think maybe in that first half, Barca created like one proper chance where they they built up play. You know, they went through phases, switched the ball. Like
Yeah.
that's
I
pretty
think,
poor.
during the first half, obviously it was all Real Madrid, but I think the only time they looked really dangerous was when I think it was when Neymar crossed it, and then they appealed for handball on Sergio Ramos. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
apart from that, I think Real, or should I say Luka Modric, bossed that
Yeah,
half.
I
Yeah.
I honestly think Modric had like over 10 interceptions in that
Yo,
half.
honestly, this is where we need to
Yeah,
call out the trolls, man, on fucking Twitter, man,
But
yeah, man. There's
that were
so many
saying
of them.
Modric was fucking like he wasn't that
the
good.
fucking Arsenal fans, they put
This
Wilshere in the
guy
same sentence.
Yeah,
this guy had to adapt to a new position. Like, well, I don't think it's a new position for him because I think he's played there for the national team.
Yeah,
yeah, he has.
He
Yeah,
had to
against
adapt there.
remember against Portugal, he played DM. He was
Yeah.
so good that game, man.
he's dribbling at times. It's just so underrated. I mean, he does play deep, but when he picks up the ball, he can just go past three,
And the
Exactly.
four
thing
In
players.
is,
any
Yeah,
pressing situation, he just knows how to get
what
out.
impressed me the most about that performance is that it really showed that because all along I've been saying this guy is actually a great defender. Like he can read the game so
Oh
well.
yeah, his defensive side, like
But
he's so vital to you guys in
you,
the defensive and attacking phase.
you can't play Modric and Cruz if Modric wasn't a good defender. It would be
Yeah,
suicide. If Modric wasn't a good defender, it would be impossible to play Modric and Cruz.
yeah,
yeah, I agree with that completely. Because when Cruz was fit, I think it was. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was Cruz playing a bit deeper and Modric like sort of having that
Yeah,
free role
exactly.
to go
Truth is
forward.
though,
Yeah,
truth is though, in any midfield duo, you need one person who's good defensively at the very least. Like, you know.
No, you have to, yeah.
yeah,
I
Yeah,
mean, and then what like that performance showed those that like his defensively he's like on a high level because it's not that he was like energetic in midfield, you know, winning tackles. No, this guy was reading the game. That
yep.
needs
Blocking
IQ.
passing lanes,
Was
yeah.
intercepting passes.
You
Like,
know what? Interceptions are just far more important than actual tackles because
exactly, yeah.
it's not easy because he was also playing against Messi. At the same time, he had to stop Barcelona from, Busquets, how he likes to play those passes in between
Yeah.
the lines. He
yeah,
always, it's not easy reading it, especially when it's Messi, always on the receiving end.
yeah,
Yeah, I thought
Yeah,
Busquets was good. I mean, he was
yeah.
Barca were
His
oh
first good
man,
game in
this
a
guy.
while, I thought. Yeah,
Yeah, he actually came alive in the second half. That's what I
yeah,
yeah,
thought.
Barca were really like
There was,
as a Madrid fan, that game, if we lost that game, I would have been disgusted
yeah.
yeah,
because
I think there was this one play in the second half where Busquets was he was basically the trigger. Like Madrid triggered him for the press. It was like he had like three guys because he received the pass
hmm
back to goal in his own half from
yeah,
from Ter Stegen, and he just had like three Madrid players just came in at a press
yeah.
yeah,
They all surrounded
moving
him basically.
full
Yeah,
speed. and Busquets just plays just one touch to the fullback outside. It was the most.
Yeah,
It was
I
beautiful.
saw that, man. Oh my god,
Like
it was
that
good.
was
Yeah,
fucking.
yeah,
And,
that was great.
Uh,
Yeah.
what's his name? Andre Gomez. He was poor. Like,
Yeah, you know what? I was actually going to ask you guys about Andre Gomez. You know
yeah.
when he joined Barcelona in the summer, because I was a little bit surprised. I mean, he was inconsistent for Valencia, but like
yeah,
I felt he never did anything
I
worthy
said it
to
like
earn a move. Yeah,
Some Madrid fans were saying like, "Yo, like, we need to pick him up. We need an extra midfielder and stuff." I said Kovacic is a better player. Why would you loan Kovacic out?
100%. And you know
For
when Real missed out on him, there were sort of other people saying, "Oh, Barca hijacked him and whatnot," but
I don't know
it
why
actually turned out to be good.
I know.
I don't
Yeah,
know why we were in
but
for
then
him. Like,
again, wait. Well,
Yeah.
let's throw some caution to the wind. Like
Yeah.
Gomes just started his Barcelona career. Like we don't know.
no, I
This
don't
dude
think
can
he's.
end up being.
Yeah.
This
I
dude
think
I'm
can
in a
not
end up
few
saying
being a
years he
top
might be
player.
good. Yeah,
I'm
Because
not
let's
saying
be
he's.
real, he has the talent. He has talent.
Yeah.
Like he's very
for
technical.
sure.
Yeah, but I like what I said in the summer is I'd rather keep Kovacic every day of the week. I think Kovacic is a better defender. I think obviously he's a better dribbler. I think Kovacic, well, lets him down, and it showed yesterday. His his passing,
Yeah,
he doesn't have angles on his passes. You know what I mean? He
yeah.
does,
Like
Yeah, it's
there were
true.
a
Yeah.
couple passes he misplaced to the near the byline.
and also he needs to learn. Like he can't, like he doesn't know how to like. You know how, for example, when Modric or Cruz lays the ball off, moves into space, he needs to learn like the credentials of playing in midfield. Really, like a lot of the time, he would think he's an attacking midfielder, not a central midfielder. If he wants to play central midfield, he needs to learn
Yeah,
like how to.
generally
Yeah,
that's his education growing up, playing as an attacking mid. Like that's
Yeah, I
because the
thought
way
at
he
times
takes the ball.
he did that really well for Inter Milan a few
yeah,
times, but at Real Madrid he seems a bit like out of confidence just in
yeah,
terms of that.
Because
Yeah,
when you're playing in midfield and you take that ball and you glide through, if you lose that ball, you're committing suicide. So you have to know how
exactly.
to time it.
Yeah, I
Modric does it, and he releases the ball like exactly when he's supposed to release it, so there is no risk. If you take the risk, like I think he took the risk yesterday when he went through, I think it was Rakitic and Gomez. They both pressed him. He went through
yeah.
them, but Busquets won the ball. And if Busquets split Modric and Isco there, that would have been a one-on-one.
yeah, that's true.
So,
Yeah.
but I do think I think he's going to be a
Really,
top player.
all in all, he's a really good player. It's not a bad option to have as well. Sort of when the likes of Cruz, Isco are unavailable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
obviously,
Yeah.
our squad
Overall,
is
I
ridiculous.
think what we can say about the Clásico, though, just going back to it, is just
Mhm.
the forwards underperformed from both sides. So
No, I think it's
Yeah.
because I think from our side, as a Madrid fan, our forwards underperformed because our forwards are not good enough.
Yeah, because because Bale and Morata were missing, it was always going to be sort of ineffective.
yeah,
And Vasquez, I think Vasquez is a good player, but I just don't think he's
I
Real
love him,
caliber.
man.
Like,
I love
yeah,
him. Obviously, he's not Real caliber, but I love him. Like he's as a squad player, I just love him.
yeah.
Like,
yeah. But
I think
like
every
it
time
was
he's come on, he's never done badly.
did you
But
see what he did for
Madrid are
the?
missing someone with like 1v1 talent.
I've been saying it for 2 years. We need we need a dribbler. Since we lost Di Maria, we haven't had the option really, and even Di Maria was inconsistent. Like he would lose the ball a lot in 1v1
yeah,
situation. So we
but
need like
at his best, he was probably your best dribbler when he was at the club, wasn't he?
for that half season, he was our best
Yeah,
player. Really.
yeah,
He was
Yeah,
probably our best player. You know, and
yeah.
everyone. I was really mad when he left and everything, but
yeah.
you
So
know,
let's just talk about Karim Benzema. What are your thoughts on Karim Benzema and how he's playing at the moment? Because
he's fucking finished.
yeah, because no,
I
because I
mean,
watched the first half and at times your build-up play is really good, but he's not making the movement.
no, he's
Ronaldo,
not.
Man,
Fucking,
like he comes in and out of games. Like
nah. He doesn't even come into games, bro.
no,
Like,
because no.
nah,
He had that one moment in the first half where just if it was just an inch, like
yo, you have to react and
Ronaldo
shoot
gets
that.
a tap
No, no,
in.
no.
Remember
If
that?
anything,
yeah. I mean,
but
yeah, they got in each other's way, but it's really Benzema sort of not like
exactly, not
showing
reacting
awareness as
fast
well.
enough. Yeah,
Yeah,
not reacting fast enough. You have to find a way to shoot that. Like if it's any top striker, he finds a way to put that on target. But he took half an hour to like pretty much move his body.
yeah.
Like the guy is
Uh,
he's abusing too much kebab.
Yeah, he's lost a little of his athletic,
Not a little, man. The guy.
Not a
I
little,
love
yeah. I
Benzema,
mean,
but I can't defend him. Like, what can I
Yeah,
say?
he
I
looks.
can't defend him.
you know, it just might be the lack of competition or whatnot. But Morata's certainly providing that this season for him.
Yeah, the thing is though, like no disrespect to Morata, he's a great
Yeah.
player. No, I don't see him as Madrid.
He's never gonna
No,
be a
no, no.
world class
No,
striker.
no,
Yeah.
he's always a good plan B, I guess. But Real do need like a sort of a proper nine who's elite, like a
Yeah.
Diego Costa maybe. That type
Well,
of
people are saying Ronaldo can adapt and play 9 full time, so we'll see about that.
yeah.
He's
But-
actually kind of like that in a sense. Because have you noticed every time Ronaldo gets the ball, past the in the final third, he's always looking for the wide option, and then he runs straight to the box.
Exactly. I've noticed
Yeah.
that lately, though. Not before.
He's doing that a lot. He did that a lot in Portugal.
No. But lately, like remember a few years back when I can't remember who tried him as a 9. Maybe it was Ancelotti tried him as a 9 for a few games, and he was just isolated.
Actually, Mourinho tried him as a 9 once. 2011 Copa del Rey final, he tried him as a 9.
I didn't. He did.
Yeah.
I didn't think he played well that game. He decided
Yeah,
the
he
game,
did.
but I didn't think he played well.
But he
I think
scored
you
the
know a
one.
reason for that might have been because he had the supply line of Di Maria and Bale, I think, out wide, so it was easier for him to just focus on the movement, wasn't it? Rather than being on. Yeah.
I think Ozil played wide in the Copa del Rey final, right?
Yeah,
All
he
right.
did.
Yeah.
It was
First
Ozil,
half,
Di Maria.
He was unreal in that first half. But yeah, because Pepe, he had that cross for Pepe hitting the post.
Yeah, that was a great game. If you look at the quality now, like this is what I'm trying to say. Compare that game to the bullshit we watched yesterday. I mean, it's the managers. The managers are not good enough.
Yeah, it's regressing because of Lucho Enrique and Zinedine Zidane as well.
And people talk to me like, because Zidane, he's undefeated and everything.
You know what? I suppose it's not a criticism; it's just a fact because previous Clásicos used to be really good, high level, high octane on the pitch and tactically.
Yeah.
But now, because of Zidane's sort of like he's too pragmatic with his subs and whatnot, you're seeing like a change sort of. That's what I'm.
Yeah, it's not even the subs. It's just there's no like if you really think about it, I didn't see a team with an identity on the pitch. Both teams, there is no identity there. I felt like Barca countered at times. They held the ball at times. I didn't see a plan.
I think the only time because Modric was isolated in a sense. He was doing everything defensively. It's like he was carrying Madrid in the first half.
And he had no outlets when he had the ball.
Literally carried them. Yeah,
it's like he was carrying them all first half.
When he had the ball, he had pretty much no outlets too. Because
if you look at it from Barca's point of view, their problem more than anything wasn't MSN. I know they weren't clicking, but it's always the midfield. Like Busquets just at times it felt like he was isolated in midfield. Like Rakitic, I think Rakitic had a really poor game. He was.
Rakitic, I did not see him.
I think honestly though, I think something that's even bigger. Like obviously they have midfield problems, but
true.
What position is Messi playing on the pitch?
I don't know.
Like he's just he's free rolling out there. And,
you know how they couldn't like the first 20 minutes they pretty much couldn't like break the through our midfield. We had the 2 banks of 4 pretty much, and Benzema and Ronaldo dropping a bit. I think Isco was man marking Busquets, and they couldn't get through that. And then Messi dropped like 40 yards.
I've watched most of Barcelona's games this season. It's pretty much been their story this season. Messi's always got a free role because of that inept midfield. So when he feels he doesn't get the ball enough, he's always going to do that drift.
Yeah,
he's going to try and be the creator. Yeah,
he dictates where he wants to be on the pitch. Like that's because he's Messi.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what was interesting is that Isco, like I thought it would be like a 4-4-2 or 1-1. But what was interesting, Isco was actually central. Isco was just playing off of Ronaldo or Benzema, and Ronaldo would come wide sometimes, but Ronaldo was mostly central.
Benzema actually drifted wide a lot too.
If you noticed, the person that was actually on the left, I thought it was Kovacic. He supported Marcelo more than Isco, and Isco he was next to Modric.
Yo, I've always noticed like in these Clásicos, because Marcelo, he's fucking incredible to me, but like
he always offered Real Madrid.
I would want Messi to keep him occupied, so that
Marcelo.
Marcelo can't, he can't.
It was actually shocking because Zidane pretty much the only reason Zidane didn't play Isco there is so Marcelo can dominate that flank, right? And then you can play Isco in the middle, and he can do his thing. That's where he performs best. And I thought he man marked Busquets. But when you look at Marcelo, he was flying all game, and Messi's supposed to be behind him, but no, Messi wasn't behind him. So I'm not sure what Enrique's doing.
I was shocked that he didn't exploit that.
I'm not sure what Enrique's doing there. That's like ABC. Like if you tell me I have Messi on my team and Marcelo's the other team's fullback, you throw him there.
Even though it's kind of, I wouldn't say it's the same thing, but if you remember that, it was actually Suarez's first ever game for Barca. It was at the Clásico at the Bernabeu.
Yeah, they lost that game.
It was almost kind of like the same.
Remember how good Marcelo was that game?
Yeah, Barcelona was so good that game, and I kept wondering, why is it Messi,
Marcelo, remember he won the penalty, didn't he, when he spun Alves, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was, yeah. And Messi obviously missed a chance in that game as well, but Real cleaned them out that day.
They cleaned him. But I just noticed Messi was always dropping deep that game. He was collecting the ball from the center backs and just trying to drive forward, and it was like the same problem.
I don't think he ever had to do that as often when Guardiola was there, because obviously they had Xavi and whatnot, so it's different now, different dynamics for them.
The thing is, when Messi was dropping back, it made sense because he was interchanging with Xavi and Iniesta and Busquets. It just, I don't know.
The thing is, Barca's we have to talk about their transfer window, because their bench is actually full, right? They have a lot of names on there, but they're garbage.
Yeah, man, they really had an underwhelming window. So it almost felt as though they were targeting youth in the summer.
Yeah.
Did you see?
It's funny though, because if you were to look at the overall feeling of the Barcelona fan base before the season started, they were like, "Oh, we have so much depth now."
Same here. I thought Barca had their strongest squad in a few years, because
that's what they thought. But it was like, these are Dennis Suarez.
He's decent. I mean,
they're good players, but they're not Barcelona quality.
I have to say their worst signings obviously been Paco Alcácer, but he's not. Yeah, he's been really bad. But apart from that, you sense that they never recruited well, because
the worst signing for me, because Alcácer, he's in La Liga and he's good enough to get goals in La Liga, despite how poorly he started. The Lucas Digne signing,
he's horrible. He's the worst fullback in the world.
That was
the crazy thing is, I don't even rate Jordi Alba, but some Barcelona fans seem to think
this dude
is better.
I know exactly. That's the.
I said it on the first day. I said it on the first day this guy signed for, but he is the worst fullback in the. Remember what Jesse did to him last year?
Dude, you know what? We were actually linked. I think we were actually linked with Lucas Digne some time ago when we were looking for a left back. But I've not really been that convinced.
Stick with Milner, bro. Stick with Milner. Trust me, that guy.
Off with Milner. Trust.
Yeah, I agree.
The guy is. First of all, he can't cross. His positioning, he doesn't know how to play. He doesn't even know how to play fullback.
He's not good on the ball either.
Oh my god! I think he's just.
Man, there's a reason why PSG let him go. I think his only strength really is speed. That's about it. He's got really good speed, but that's it.
In his 30s and benched him
Maxwell is still right up there with the best.
I love Maxwell. I watched Maxwell play live once. He's one hell of a.
He's so clever, man.
So good, and he's so good in possession too.
Yeah,
I love
really
his game.
impressed me. It was against Chile. It was a Brazil-Chile friendly. He was probably the best player on the pitch. It was before the last World Cup.
Yeah.
There were some times actually that Blanc used to play him in midfield, and he would just settle in. He's a great player to play. He's such a great player.
Yeah.
But yeah. Let's go to Premier League.
Now let's talk about one last thing. Why not?
Sure.
We're not. You're trying to tell me you're not going to talk about Sergio Ramos.
Oh my god! What, dude? That guy.
You know why? Because it's the norm. It's the norm, really.
Yo, I couldn't.
It was always popping up with
I couldn't fucking no one you noticed how people didn't actually no one. It's not even a surprise anymore. No one was saying anything. People were
exactly.
standard.
He's a transcendent.
Now you know what? I was watching a stream. I was watching a stream on I think it was BN Sport, and I think Ray Hudson was commentating on it. And in the 86th minute, I think Ramos did get a header, and he said, "Oh, it's not too far away. He's gonna score. He's gonna." I was like, oh, he might do. And then in the 90th minute, he pops up. It's like it's just written, like
I
literally.
went fucking man. The thing is, it's like all his other goals were cool and everything, but to do that at the Camp Nou, like, just imagine being a Barca fan at that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Man,
just criminal
they
defending.
were
though.
raging all over Twitter, man.
Yeah.
Look at, but did you guys see that video of what Lucas Vasquez did for the goal?
Oh, I
I'm
think
not
so.
sure, you know.
Yeah.
What he did is he stood because PK and I think PK was supposed to pick up Ramos, and what he did is that after he started that fight with Arda Turan, he stood right behind PK. So the ball was crossed. PK didn't know he was behind him because he's a small guy. So this guy turns, and he turns into nowhere because he turns into Vasquez, and Ramos is free, and he did it on purpose. Like you could tell he was waiting because he pretty
I
much
think
set a pick.
if
You
you
know,
analyze
basketball,
both, if you analyze both goals, yeah, I would say Barcelona's defending was much worse than Real's because Neymar's cross was like literally coming fast. I think when Suarez scored, but their defending was
it was a
shocking.
good cross. It was one of those smart
Yeah.
crosses. You know, when you just put it
Yeah.
in there, and anyone that touches it,
Yep,
then
just put it in that zone, and yeah, just a touch. You know, it's a dangerous
I
ass.
felt bad for Varane though, because if we lost, he would have taken the criticism and deservedly so.
I really like Varane. When he was in bad form, I was still defending him, but now I think it seems like he's getting his form back.
Yeah, I
from
think so
when
too.
Mourinho gave him his debut.
I think
Yeah,
so too.
the
But
thing
if we
is,
lost
Varane,
that,
I think in every situation he's gonna excel. You know, 1v1 or like when he has to, you know, recover. If he's, you know, positioned poorly. The thing about Varane is just, you know, I think he's just a bit overrated technically, but he's just so athletic.
Yeah.
he's not a bit overrated technically. He's very poor technically.
Yeah, like I don't know because people call
You know
him
what helps him?
Fernando Hierro,
His
so I thought he
athleticism
was.
is really
Oh no,
good.
for
Yeah.
Hierro was like Hierro is the best Spanish center back ever. I don't care about Puyol. Like
Yeah,
Do
get
you
Puyol won the
remember?
World Cup,
Do
but-
you remember a defender called Pavon by any chance? Some Real
wait,
defender.
Babon?
Yeah, I don't think he was as good as Hierro, but I read a few things about him. I did watch him obviously earlier, but I didn't know much about him. I thought he was decent, but obviously not Hierro level.
A lot of classic defender.
Hierro was just
Yeah.
because like he's one of those defenders that like he had everything really, and he had the length. He had obviously his reading of the game was unreal. He was obviously a great footballer. You know.
Yeah, I guess you can put Ramos in the same bracket if you take away one or two, you know.
Ramos,
Ramos,
the thing about Ramos is the mistakes, right? I mean,
yeah, he has done quite a lot, but in the last 2-3 years, I think he's been really good. Like he's
You know
he's
how
come good.
like if you had to, you know, you could almost say Ramos is Mr. Madrid.
How could I forget Pepe? Yeah, Pepe was.
Yeah, Ramos is just
Yeah.
he is Mr. Madrid if you want to call him that.
You know, just to summarize on the La Liga table and Real's chances, what do you really think now? 6 points clear after 14 games.
I think we'll win the league. I think we better win the league.
Yeah, man, you guys better, man, because Barcelona drew the last 3 games, and it was a good weekend for Real because I'm not saying Sevilla are in the title challenge, but they lost. I think they lost to Granada, and
Yeah, they did. Shout out.
Atletico Madrid didn't win as well.
Yeah. Shout out Andres Pereira talent. You know, some props.
So what do you guys?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, still here.
Yeah, all right. So you guys want to talk a bit of City Chelsea?
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
Let's keep United and let's keep United and Liverpool for the last few minutes.
Man,
because it would be special.
Yeah, let's do that, man. But yeah, man, City Chelsea, man. What, dude? The League, objectively speaking,
it's living up to it this season. Yeah,
it's peaking. Like in the quality of teams now. The quality is better. It's not like, you know, when Leicester won. No disrespect to Leicester, but
no, I do mean disrespect to Leicester.
Yeah, they've been bad. I mean, you know why?
What do you mean no disrespect to Leicester?
Yeah.
Hey,
there's they're a small club that won.
You know what? I'm so happy to see Leicester fighting a good relegation battle because they've had a few players who were overrated. Not Mahrez, but sort of Drinkwater, etc. It's good to see players like that getting exposed once for a while.
Yeah. or like fucking what's his name, Mark
They were
Albright.
they were actually hyping him up for the Euros, and he got left out. So rightfully so.
Yeah. Oh man, but overall, man, that City
But
Chelsea game, what a
that was a stunning game. I mean, I think Pep's tactics weren't too bad, to be honest.
It wasn't.
Yeah,
What they really did is they moved De Bruyne around a lot. He was popping up in almost every zone of the pitch, like of the
yeah.
attacking third, and he'd come in on the right. Who was the left back for Chelsea? Alonso. He was in
Marcus
no
Alonso.
man's
Yeah,
land. He was in no man's land most of
He's
the
a
time.
horrible player, man. He's one of the
Awful.
yeah. I
worst
mean,
players I've ever
they
seen.
have to upgrade on him. And if you look at City, Pep Guardiola played Sane on the left. He didn't start the game well. He was like anonymous, but
Yeah,
I think when he got his first chance, he started getting into it. Second half, he dribbled
yeah.
a few times, but
No,
I felt Pep wasn't doing him any favors, because when Chelsea were on the forefront, when they started to keep possession, Sane and Navas they were almost playing as wing backs,
yeah,
and that
no,
was
because
a wing back role doesn't suit Sane. He's much
he's a
better.
1v1 player. You want to isolate
Yeah.
him 1v1. He's not gonna get, because when you play fullback, right, you're probably gonna be behind the ball, right? You're gonna receive the ball. You're gonna be an outlet, and you're probably gonna get to the byline and cross it. That's not his position. And then once
He's actually one of those left-footed players who enjoys playing on the right, sort of like Robin does, for instance.
Yeah.
That's where he
I
plays
don't know.
normally.
Would you guys say like this is like a tactical shift in modern football, where a lot of managers seem to start, Tuchel, Conte, Pep, even since his Bayern days, like they started, playing three at the back.
no, but I don't, because what I was reading it was actually an interview that Cruyff did, and they were asking him about the 3-4-3 because he started off playing it at Barca and it was great and everything, and then he switched. So they were like, "Why did you switch?" Right? He was like, "The 3-4-3 demands a lot from the players, so it's pretty much impossible to have the 3-4-3 as your like blueprint, as your like future plan, because if, for example, when you look at Chelsea, if Moses is 1 second late, that could be a goal, right? Because you've got to go and you got to come back. You've got to go and you got to come back.
Yeah, you did remind me, actually. He did clear one, I think it was a certain goal,
Yeah.
and he tracked all the way
And
back.
again, on that possession, who was the right center back?
Exactly. So what Cruyff
That's-
said is that it needs a lot of concentration from the players, and it takes a lot out of them, like physically and mentally. So for Chelsea, yes, they can play this 3-4-3 this year because they don't have Champions League football. But once you play Champions League football, that's too much. That you're just demanding too much from the players. The players have to be like too
Well, that's
disciplined.
interesting because Conte in Europe, he kind of underperformed, especially in his second year.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. We definitely did with Juve, yeah.
Yeah.
And the players apparently, like what he said, exactly what he said. He said the players kind of get bored of it because it demands so much, especially from those wide players, that they just get bored of it, right? Because at the end of the day, players get bored.
Yeah, I mean, I think they were missing Matic, and at the beginning, I thought to myself, City can exploit them because Fabregas is not as good as Matic off the ball. But I don't think City did.
I didn't think he was good off the ball. He was great when he had the.
Yeah, he only had one decisive moment where he played it too. Yeah,
he picked his moments, man. It was a very, he picked his moments. A very smart game from him.
Yeah, I'm just saying, when he had the ball, I thought he was great.
Because in the beginning, when City were pressing in the beginning, he was just pacing himself. He was passing, backwards a lot, trying to get the team, the backbone organized. And then once the game grew and City players backed off, he found joy in City's high line.
But overall, what I think about this game is that Pep changed the system to neutralize Chelsea's fullbacks, and it did work.
That was the key. That's exactly why he did it, to be honest.
It did stop Moses and Alonso. They did not get the space they were getting against Everton, against Tottenham. You never saw like Moses isolated in a 1v1 when he can just take the guy outside or take him inside.
They were basically, for the majority of the game, they were basically just in their own half, just sort of initiating counter-attacks.
But the problem is, yes, you did neutralize the fullbacks, but you still don't know how to defend. Like, because Chelsea can hurt you in a lot of different ways. Like Chelsea,
the biggest clown on the pitch was Otamendi.
Otamendi is so bad, honestly.
Fucking clown.
And
But you know what? You know,
Remember when
obviously-
Hazard? Did you remember how Hazard just made him look so stupid on that?
yeah.
Where he,
Yeah.
I don't know what's he doing pushing up in that situation. He just
No,
looks
City players just don't know how to defend at all. It's almost similar.
You know, it's not just Otamendi, it's Stones as well. There's no understanding between the two.
yeah.
And Bravo as well. Bravo, I think I don't want to blame him too much for the Moses goal, but there was literally poor. It was poor positioning. He didn't react at all. So
Oh, is it for the Costa goal? You mean?
You mean the Willian goal?
yeah, I think it was the Willian goal. I'm not sure, but
Yeah,
the only player you
Honestly,
can't blame.
I'm not
their
hating
back
on
three,
Bravo, but both the Willian goal and the Costa goal, world class keepers saved that because
Mm.
the way it was placed, like I think,
You know,
especially
I don't
Especially the
rate-
Willian
lost
one.
a chance.
I don't rate Joe Hart as a world class keeper, but he would save that
No.
because that's his
Yeah, I
bread and
agree,
butter. If you even remember
Yeah.
against, in his great games against Barca, usually those low shots, he knows how to deal with them. So that Willian shot, I think Joe Hart saves it.
Yeah,
I think their only back player, the only defender that really can walk off with a respectable performance was Kolarov. Apart from that, the rest were just awful for them.
yeah, and that was actually ironic that Kolarov was their most.
And look, the thing about there was a guy. I was just talking to someone, and they told me no one is criticizing Gundogan. And yeah, we have to talk about him because he was
have to,
absolutely.
man.
He was
shit.
an absolute
You know what?
passenger. all
Yeah.
game.
You know what?
Yeah.
I think it was his worst City game, to be honest. Because in the other ones, there were some games where he was subpar, but this one was
But I have a
literally his worst.
problem with that performance, not because he was poor. It was because I thought he was scared. I thought he did it like
He was.
he was
Yeah, I
hiding.
think there
thought
was
he-
one
He
situation
never-
where he backed
just-
away from.
I felt he never showed for the ball. when
Exactly,
we
yeah,
were in the
exactly.
final third, or even in his own half, because I felt Fernandinho was doing everything for him.
He was hiding. I thought he was hiding from the ball.
Yeah.
That's why I was disgusted. Because if you have
That's
a
why
bad game, you have a bad game.
Fernandinho had so many fouls in the first half. He was just covering. He had to. I feel.
Yeah, it's like he wasn't even there at times. Honestly, like
Yeah.
no responsibility.
And off the ball, he wasn't doing anything either. So it was like, if I was Pep, I would have taken him off at halftime and put Yaya on.
Yeah, he
right
took him off
away.
way too late. Trust me, he did. Yeah.
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 But Chelsea, to talk about Chelsea, I think Diego Costa is the best striker in the league. There's no
Yeah,
debate
yeah,
there.
without a doubt. This
Dude,
season, anyway.
second
definitely.
half, he took over the game.
I think he
Like-
was man of the match, to be honest. I mean,
Yeah,
you see a lot of
yeah.
Hazard fanboys on Twitter obviously saying he was, but it was Diego Costa, in fairness.
Twitter is just a disgusting place because
It's
You-
just so weird, man. Trust me.
Hazard needs that chance, right?
Yeah.
And if you go on Twitter, you would think that Hazard, up to like the point where he scored the goal, you would think that he had a bad game on Twitter because he missed an open goal, even though he was probably the best player on the pitch, maybe until Costa
I think
scored.
You know, when I
Yeah,
looked
he
at it
started the
initially,
game
I thought
so
it was
well.
a miss,
He's just
but
so
the
sharp.
angle was actually tight.
Looks-
Yeah.
He just looks so much more sharp. His change
Yeah.
of direction, everything. He
And
just.
then
looks-
you go on Twitter and you see someone saying, "Wow, Hazard is a fraud. He's been hiding. Oh, he's been what? What did they say about him? He went to the byline.
You know, there are some
Oh, yeah.
certain.
Oh yeah, he
Yeah.
twerks to the byline.
Yeah.
Oh, he's been twerking to the byline. Fuck. Dude.
That is actually one of the funniest things I've ever read, honestly. Seriously. No, Tosin, I think I remember one tweet you made about Hazard, but I'm not sure what it was.
I said that. I think I said that to Mookie.
Yeah.
No,
Sometimes
Yeah.
they need to be put in their place, you know.
But I just said that as a joke, though. Obviously.
Yeah. True.
And the thing, what the main thing I want to talk about is how, like, if Conte wins this league, how big of an achievement is that?
You know what? I think it's going to be a huge one because it's obviously goes without saying it's his first season in England, and the fullbacks. I do give Moses credit, but he's doing it in spite of the fact that Alonso is pretty average, and
Bro, Cahill.
there's
You could argue that
you know
Cahill-
everyone is
yeah.
improved this season. Yeah,
Cahill
as well.
Awful.
You could argue
Yeah.
that Cahill has caught because
He's
He's
cost
been
them
worse,
so
actually.
many points.
against Swansea, he cost them 3 points right there.
You know, it's
Um,
basically their left side of defense.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's-
that's
the problem.
What's funny is that Cahill is he's their captain. Like he's their captain.
yeah.
Yeah.
And and you were
He's
saying,
ass, man.
I saw on Twitter you were saying bring Terry in, but I think bringing Terry in would make it worse because when you're playing in a 3 and you're the left center back, you're gonna have to cover wide areas. And Terry's
Yeah,
so
that's
slow.
true.
He's gonna
I
hit
think
this
Terry,
player.
Terry, it's only best to bring him on like with maybe 10, 15 minutes. I think they did that against Everton as well when it was obviously it was a different game then.
Yeah,
Easy.
but
Yeah.
yeah, like Abdul, I see what you're saying there, but like Terry, he plays in the left side of a back four, and
Yeah.
what you always notice is that Aspie was always covering for.
Exactly. That's why Mourinho played. Remember when Mourinho had Luis and he would play Aspie? I thought he played Aspie because he stayed tight to Terry.
Yeah,
Yeah. You know what? I think he's gonna look for a left-sided defender maybe in January, whether it be Koulibaly or maybe De Chilio, maybe something. You know,
I heard
other
Zuma's
it would take him to
horrible.
another level, definitely.
I heard
Yeah.
Zuma's horrible on the left. Someone told me he can only play on the right.
Yeah, that's true.
That's not
Actually,
a.
yeah,
I agree.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's not the answer. So he's
To
gonna
be
have.
because like let's say if you're right-footed and you're gonna play on the left, you need to be good on the ball.
Yeah.
You have to. Like,
Yeah.
Lam being a very good example.
But
Obviously.
again, what I'm gonna say is I'm not. Look, I want Conte to win the league. I'm convinced by Chelsea.
You know what?
Like, I think they can
Obviously,
win the league, but if
as a
Conte
Liverpool fan,
decides
I'm really concerned, man, because when that third goal went in,
we'll get to Liverpool. Don't you worry. We're gonna get to Liverpool.
yeah, hopefully not, man. Yeah.
But for Chelsea, I want them to win the league, if I'm going to be honest. But I think Conte, within the next few weeks, he has an easy 4 or 5 games, right? Easy on paper,
Easy
obviously.
6. I would say probably an easy 5-6, honestly.
Yeah, easy
like,
on
let's
paper.
be honest. After the what were the because I remember people tweeting Chelsea's next 6 fixtures prior to was it prior to
It was prior to United.
yeah, and
wasn't
they
it?
were saying they might get how
6
many points will they get? Like, you know,
Six.
maybe 6 out of 15 or something.
They
like
got
that.
15, yeah.
And they got all 15.
They really fixed up since they lost to Arsenal. I really don't know what Conte did, man, honestly.
And
And the thing is, Conte,
Wow.
he's also like dispelling, you know, myths about him because you know Conte is Italian, so when you think of Italian managers, you think
well, it was
they're very
bullshit. Yeah.
cautious. Yeah, they have this Catenaccio style of play.
Remember, if you remember all the Chelsea fans that were anti-Conte, they were like, "Oh, he's even worse than Mourinho in terms of over defending."
Yeah.
Oh my days.
Yeah, he's
That was literally before he even barely got 6-7 games.
Yeah,
as
I
well.
told them, go
and
back
then
to the Euros and watch.
Look at how
Spain
they
versus
played in
Italy.
Manchester. Look at how they played in Manchester. They played to win.
Yeah.
They actually were controlling possession.
All I need to know about
Spells,
Conte, all I need to know about Conte is just watch that Spain-Italy game at the Euros.
That was emphatic, honestly.
He outplayed Spain, but he out.
You know,
I thought he outplayed Spain.
the Arsenal game when they lost 3-0. I felt that was a good defeat for them because he opened his eyes to like what he
Yeah,
needed
I wanted
to
to
change.
say
Have you
something
noticed?
about that
Have you
game.
noticed? I don't know. I think this is like a big part of Conte's play. Like it's with the wide players, it's with the wing backs. Because I noticed it in Spain, Italy as well. Every time
Asamoah, I remember Asamoah and Lichtsteiner.
like every time they'd play the ball, even with Italy in the summer, every time they'd play the ball to the wide areas, like the fullback would just play it in first time to the middle of the pitch.
Exactly.
Always.
That's actually so true. Like I've actually
play it first time to the middle of the
remember
pitch. And there's so much space.
Di Chilio and Candreva at the Euros. Like it would literally the ball would come out of Bonucci. It would be like a long ball, like a diagonal to Di Chilio and Candreva, and they would just tap it into Parolo or.
He tried different combinations as well.
Even though this wasn't like it wasn't a good pass from Alonso. If you remember the first game, Chelsea United.
Yeah. You know what? You know more than his pass. I think that was definitely
right to the middle, first time.
Yeah.
First time.
You know that pass wasn't really good. I think it was United just being disorganized, honestly.
Yeah, but
like that's just an idea of how Conte.
Yeah, true.
He can actually he can do that because when you play a 3-4-3, you have 3 players high. So when you have, especially at the beginning of a game, when you have Costa, Pedro, and Hazard, they're pressing the back 4, for example. So Pedro, for example,
whoever has the ball is the fullback, like the weak side. Like let's say it's on the left side, the person on the right side, he's coming in narrow and he's making that run.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And one thing I want to say about the Arsenal game. I really think if Cahill doesn't mess up, I don't think Chelsea lose that game because Chelsea started well. I think that game Chelsea started well.
Yeah, that set the tone basically. When he made the mistake, he played it to Arsenal's hands literally.
Yeah, because he gave the ball away, and since then it went downhill. But I thought they started well.
Yeah,
but again, the one thing about Chelsea is I don't think they're gonna win the league if they just keep playing the 3-4-3. I think they need a different system. Like they need, I don't know. I just think it might. I don't know. I think they'll get found out eventually.
They didn't look
Hopefully, yeah.
fatigued or anything. I don't see why it can't work. At least
No,
Well,
you know
that's
what? I think it probably will work because, like you said earlier, they
You
don't have
guys are
Champions
right.
League football. They don't have European football.
oh, that's a
So
good point.
You
Yeah.
guys are right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot it. I keep forgetting that. Actually, because when you play once a week, I think they can do it for a
and
full season.
there's not
once a
really
week.
that many big games left if you think about it. The majority of them, I would assume, are winnable for them. So they've got obviously a few certain fixtures away from home here and there. But apart from that,
They
even
got-
if they lose one,
Yeah, they play. Wait, have they played? Oh yeah, they've played Liverpool.
yeah. But that was at a time where they weren't really clicking. I think
Yeah.
it will be a different game when they play.
It's funny
They're
because
done.
after they made an immediate reaction,
They're done. They're
wasn't
done
it
all
your game
the.
that they made after the Liverpool game that they switched? They switched.
No, I
Or was
think
it
it was.
Arsenal?
Arsenal.
It was
Yeah, but that was
Arsenal, okay.
actually the first time they tried it, so you could excuse it in a way. But yeah,
Yeah. True.
And what happened? What I was gonna say, yeah, for Chelsea, I think they're done playing all the big teams, right? In terms of like the first half of the season, they're done with all the big teams,
pretty much. Yeah, I think they've played everyone. To be fair.
right?
Yeah, they have. Have they played Tottenham? Yeah, they did. They
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
So
2-1.
They'll
Before
have
that,
to go to
just
they'll have
last
to
week.
go to Anfield and they'll have to go to White Hart Lane, I guess.
Yeah.
You can. Those are
and Old Trafford, but that's kind of like a walk in.
Doesn't count, does it?
Old Trafford doesn't matter. They'll walk all over.
Everyone's just getting a point there every time.
Yeah. That's a free 3 points.
But again, I do want them to win it, but I still think we're overlooking like because we're talking like they're invincible. I still think they have some problems.
No, it's the league. Like they're 4 points or how many points are they off of is second place off of Chelsea? Who's second in the league right now?
Oh, right,
Arsenal.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Arsenal are second?
Yeah,
my
only
biggest
by
fear
a point.
is
Only
my
them.
biggest fear is Arsenal just sneaking the league like out of nowhere. They just
Wow.
win it.
You know what? That's my biggest fear too.
Honestly, I'm not trying to hate. Don't call me an Arsenal hater, but like the West Ham, don't put any stock in that. Okay, West Ham are that bad. They're that
ass, man.
Okay.
If we don't beat them next week, I'm deactivating, man. At least 5 goals, man. At least.
Wait, are they going to Anfield?
Yeah, man.
Oh,
we can't bottle that. Man.
You'll smack them 8-0.
Hopefully.
Like, they're fucking shit. Like awful team.
Yeah, you know what? I think they might get relegated. Honestly, their defending is like League 2 standard.
No, I don't think they can. Like they have some players. Like they should be like a mid-table.
Yo, when I look at that squad, like especially going forward, they actually have like a lot of good and different players. Like Andrew Ayew is like a really good player.
After they lost, I was watching this. Obviously, these West Ham fan cams or whatnot. One of them was literally like ranting. He was saying, "Oh, we signed a bunch of freebies that don't care about the club." I think he was referring to Zaza, Arbeloa, etc. You know, like players.
I hate that though. I hate that so much because like
yeah. What does that mean? I don't get that.
I hate the English mentality. Like
it's a bit strange listening to it, but it's wrong. Yeah.
Every time you watch an English fan analyze a game and his team wins, when his team wins, it's like the boys got stuck in.
I think it's like more emotion, less perspective.
It's subtly xenophobic in a sense. Like he's not from the country, so
that's
like,
how I saw it as well.
You kind of see it with Bale at Madrid sometimes. Like at the start, like when he
that's not how Spanish fans look at it though.
Okay, fair, but
it's not about like in Spain when you look like, for example, if we lost yesterday.
But in Spain it's justified, but in England it's not.
Yeah, if we lost yesterday, Marca and all the newspapers would come out and they would say, for example, the manager got it wrong. We didn't have a good plan, this and that, right? They wouldn't say, "Oh, the players didn't give a shit. The players didn't play with passion." No, they wouldn't say that.
Yeah, fair enough.
They wouldn't say, "Oh."
But let's go. Look, going back to Arsenal, I really think you could say right now that they are being carried by Alexis Sanchez. And I am a fan of Ozil, but I have to admit Sanchez is carrying them at the minute.
Yeah, Alexis as a 9. I mean,
okay, wait. Before West Ham, who did Arsenal play? Just jog my memory.
Bournemouth, yeah.
What was? Oh yeah, Alexis was good in that.
They were actually getting outplayed.
What big games have Arsenal played this season?
Arsenal have flopped in every big game except for the Chelsea one.
True.
Yeah, apart from that one, yeah.
And I think City will beat them at the Etihad.
But you have to remember they might be without Aguero and Fernandinho, but still, I
No,
think
no, no.
I
They're
still
at,
give them the edge.
Well, they're definitely not gonna play. None of those two.
when
Nah,
is
both
City
of them.
Arsenal? When is City Arsenal?
Yeah, I think it's in a few weeks. I'm not sure. Not next week, the one after, maybe.
The thing about Aguero is that I'm not even sure if that's like a huge loss, but Fernandinho's a big loss.
Fernandinho, yeah, because
Yeah,
he's
because
been
if
so
you
consistent.
notice, they adapted without Aguero.
Did they beat United at Old Trafford?
United or Old Trafford without him. So
And that was when United were like not collapsing. Right?
yeah,
United
coming
were
off a
going into that
3-game
game
winning
as maybe
streak.
favorites.
And
United were maybe
Fernandinho
going
he hasn't missed a game for them as well. So I think I agree there. So he'll probably be a
yeah.
bigger miss.
True.
Um,
Yeah.
But what do you
the
think
last
of Arsenal's title challenge overall? Or do you
they
think
won't win the
it's
league.
fake?
They will not win the league.
This is real life. Like
Like this is
Yeah, I
real.
mean,
It's
people criticize us, but in actuality, they've got less of a chance. Maybe. I'm just
yeah.
saying.
I
Maybe.
told
Yeah.
Arsenal and Liverpool fans, lads, this is real life. Y'all are not winning the league.
Yeah,
Like I
I
told
have to
them,
admit as well.
like because let's be honest, guys. Like City do not look good right now.
that's true.
City was every pretty much every pundit's pick, to win the league. And
Yeah,
2 clean sheets out of 14 games. Come on.
we've got more clean sheets, and that's embarrassing
Exactly.
for them. Yeah.
That doesn't bode well for a team.
They
Like,
don't know how to defend.
yeah, they can't defend, and I think that's gonna cost them. Like,
Obviously, yeah.
so yeah, we'll see though.
We'll see. Look, but I don't. Arsenal and Liverpool. I
Because
just
honestly,
don't see
right
them
now,
winning.
I think like you
the
could say it's 4 right now, but eventually in the longer run, City Chelsea.
I think it's going to be City Chelsea, but then again, like next week we're going to be having a different convo. But I'll never say
Oh, yeah.
Liverpool and Arsenal have a chance.
No,
I just
what
don't
about
see it.
Yeah, but of the two, I would say probably without being biased in Europe as well, just like Chelsea. So you never know.
Yeah.
we'll see though.
The last thing I want to say about Chelsea before we move on is we're overlooking the problem they have when they have to build up. Like when Spurs pressed them, they couldn't do anything. They couldn't get out of their they couldn't get out of the first phase. If you remember,
Dembele was literally key in that first half. Yeah.
It's a 38 game season. There will be moments, during a game like where a team just isn't, because consistency.
It's impossible.
It never happens over 30.
And look, to be fair, they dealt with it well because when you get pressed like that, what you have to do is be patient because Spurs can't press that like that for 90 minutes, right? So they were patient.
Chelsea's system basically in that game, they lost the battle but not the war, so they continued. So Spurs basically in their intensity dropped completely.
This was a difference in the game. Once they matched Tottenham's intensity, game over.
That's game over. And then what's important now though is that Chelsea won a big game with Fabregas. So now Fabregas could be a plan B. Conte can start using this guy, and he's gonna be.
And then they've got Willian, they've got Oscar, whatnot. They've got good.
Willian scored too, so that's a big.
He might.
Willian is just Willian is a really good player, but like he still like pisses me off a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I think he got so much flack because
he's literally fighting Pedro for a place, but I think Conte favors the Spaniard maybe.
Yeah.
I think because Pedro runs in behind more, but then again, Willian is like for example, I think if Pedro gets that one-on-one, he probably fucks it up because of his touch.
Yeah, Willian might actually get back,
or he will probably dribble back like instead of dribbling forward.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, that's that. Let's move on to Liverpool.
Yikes!
I didn't watch the game. Just tell me what happened. To be honest.
Please. Tell me too. I didn't watch it either. So
you know what? I don't even know where to start. It was just a calm game. Like first half, we literally, honestly, it was like a training session. The first half was a training session. Mane scored the first goal. I think it was Emre Can who played the ball in. Like we dominated the game as usual. And second goal, their goalkeeper made a mistake. I think it was Burruch. He came out, Origi rounded him off. Like he scored from a tight angle as well. It was 2-0. And then the second half, I don't think Klopp made any changes. The second half, they came out and I think it was we conceded a penalty and then they scored. It was 2-1. And then after that, we got our control back, and Emre Can scored third goal. Once it was 3-1, that's when we started playing poorly. Like around 70th minute, 75th minute, and when they got the second goal, that's when it was.
Wait,
I was
so
literally worried.
So you conceded 3 goals in 20 minutes?
We
Or
conceded
15
3
minutes?
goals. We conceded 3 goals in the last 15 minutes, basically.
That is a capitulation.
That is a
Holy-
capitulation and a half. And
So that's
when
Crystal Palace all over again when you lost the league.
honestly, man, it's just I don't even know where to go and describe it. I can't remember what happened in that game. It's like I passed out, man, at the time.
Wow, that's
Because when they equalized, I was like, just end the game. Like I will just take a point. That's how good they were.
yeah. Dang.
And you know what? It
Yeah.
was down to individual errors. I can't even lie.
You better fucking respect Eddie Howe now. So
No, he's really good. But it was us,
Those
man.
who
We
hate
threw
you.
it away.
Yeah.
Eddie Howe.
But you know what? I think obviously people are blaming our keeper, Karius, but the real fraud. You want to know who the real fraud in our team is? Dejan Lovren all day long. He's
Oh my
so bad.
Yeah.
I
He's
swear
just
to God,
horrific.
this guy was supposed to be
But
the best.
then again, though, when I watch Liverpool, sometimes he'll have a good game. Like,
You know why that is? It's not even down to him. It's down to the partnership he had with Matip all along. That was the base.
did Matip play?
No, Matip didn't play. He was injured.
You guys are
Oh.
actually undefeated with him playing.
Yeah. I was actually going to mention that. We didn't lose a single game when he started. But
Yeah. No, I rate Matip a lot.
you know what? I was out here tweeting, oh, we're not going to miss him. It's just Bournemouth. It just comes back to bite you every time, man.
Yeah.
You get arrogant, man.
You
The
miss
thing is-
Coutinho as well, you know, your best player, you know.
Yeah, but you know, for Bournemouth, I don't think Wilshere was that good at all. He wasn't. He had his moments, but he wasn't the reason why they came back.
Exactly. I don't get it though, but if you go on Twitter, you know, it'll look like
my
single-handedly.
You know what?
Yeah, I told you, man. Twitter
The
is
reaction was as though Wilshere was man of the match and everything. But trust me, I watched the whole game. He wasn't. It was one substitution I think Bournemouth made. I think it was some dude called Fraser. He came on. He was their best player, no question.
Yeah, Twitter is disgusting, and Arsenal Twitter is.
They don't take emails though, like, you know.
No, I don't think they watch the game, to be honest. They just see a few things. Oh, Wilshere did this pass or that pass or whatnot.
I mean, I told Arsenal fans, if you're still having Ramsey Wilshere debates in 2016, then why are you expecting?
But I think Tosin summed it up nicely. They're both ass, man. They're both just not good.
They're both some ass.
Yeah,
like, it's
literally
that simple. Like,
no, but you know, Ramsey is a moments player, but overall, I don't rate him.
You know what? Ramsey actually sold me dreams at the Euros. You know, at the Euros, I was like,
actually,
damn,
I'm not gonna front. 13-14, he was playing at such a high level.
Yeah,
because
man.
it wasn't just the goals. It wasn't just the goals. Defensively,
I doubt he can repeat that, but because I think he played well in the Euros because of the setup. You know, Coleman was actually proved to be a good manager.
He had two center midfielders behind him, and Joe Allen and the Cardiff.
I think it was Ledley. I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he was because if you remember when Wales missed him in the semis against Portugal, they couldn't create anything because he would take the ball from Joe Allen.
He was suspended in that game, but he's bad. But Wilshere, come on, that boy is fallen from grace right now, man.
Yeah,
literally.
I'm not gonna in the beginning of his career when he was really 10-11 good. Season, I thought, wow, this guy he's really good. You know, he's very agile. He can dribble. He can dribble past any press.
He was a big game player in those times as well.
He was literally playing well in the big games. Like, he changed the flow of the game in that.
Yeah, but my point is, why is he still relevant?
But yeah, he's just, you know, he's still relevant through Arsenal fans, and he can't.
Going back to our defense, it's not as bad as people say in open play. I think we're really good at defending in open play. But
and you want to know what the Wilshere apologists will say? They'll say, look at a foreign player like Thiago. He gets injured a lot. And
you know what the truth is? Yeah, he's actually in his most consistent phase right now.
And right now, Thiago has been the best midfielder in the Bundesliga. Easily.
That's a fact. Yeah,
Wilshere has never played. Wilshere's never played at that level.
Look, if Wilshere was as good as they make him out to be, he wouldn't be at Arsenal.
Yeah, he wouldn't be loaned out to Bournemouth, man.
And Thiago scored some big Champions League goals. He scored against Juve last season. It was a big goal.
Yeah, the bottom line is Wilshere wanted to leave, right? And the guy ended up going
his
to
chances were
Bournemouth.
limited. So yeah,
The guy ended
He
up
w-
going to Bournemouth. So
the thing is, he wasn't even Bournemouth's best player today. He was like just one of their. So he was just almost a passenger at times. But their best players were actually the wide players and the substitute.
Yeah.
and for some reason, I see Arsenal fans on Twitter saying that this guy, I don't even think he's a central midfielder. Like I don't think this guy can control
I
the
don't even
game.
think he has a physique to stay there.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
he can't. I don't think this guy could ever control a game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He doesn't
They'll
have
tell you he
the.
does though. They'll tell you he controls games though.
It's
He had those attributes years ago when he came to the scene, but right now he just does a few.
even years ago. I didn't think he could control a game. I thought
Nah,
he
No,
wasn't
I thought it was because look, even in the Barcelona game, sure he played well, but who made like the pass to the game to open that game
Wasn't
up?
it Fabregas?
Fabregas.
Yeah,
It was
Fabregas. Yeah.
Fabregas to Van Persie. Then Van Persie finds Arshavin, and then the rest.
Yeah, it wasn't just him, to be honest.
Like
yeah,
it was like the team played well. Even fucking Nasri had a good game. Like other players.
Look, and the bottom line, that was what 5-6 years ago.
Exactly. Yeah.
Move
yeah,
on.
quite a long time ago. Yeah,
Move on. Like it's
they're clutching at that. Basically,
like I'm seeing
still.
people that want their club to lose so Ramsey or Wilshere can play. Like what the actual?
Yeah. No,
Like
it's as though they support these two. You know,
So
not-
that's like me wanting Real Madrid to lose, so like Granero can come back from Real Sociedad and play or something.
that's just so dumb, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. But yeah.
Or
Let's
like
go back to
Mendy.
Liverpool though. Their season, like they're having just what they've done up until now. I'm so impressed.
You know what?
genuinely.
You know what? If you told me after 14 games, yeah, we'd be third. Yeah, just not that far off the top. I'd take it. To be
No,
honest.
forget the fact that you're third. Like you're playing as a team that you're
Yeah.
playing like genuine title
I mean,
contenders.
there were so
Like,
many
you are.
reactionary things after we lost today, but in truth,
Yeah, but you can't
We're still-
you can't blame people though. You can't give up 3 goals in 15 minutes. Come on.
no. No, I'm not gonna lie. It was a capitulation. Yeah, I admit it, but
It's one
It's
game out
still-
of 38.
No. But I'm
Yeah.
sorry, it's not one game because that's so.
No.
Liverpool.
Like, come on. Like, think about it.
we can't jump the gun. Come on, we've been good.
11-12 season. 11-12 season. Manchester City come into Old Trafford and pimp slap us 6-1. We still,
Yeah, but you were Manchester
You know what? I think
United.
the only positive we can take here is that this happened to us at very early, so we can regroup. Because if it happens at last stages, then it's done. But right now, I think we
But
can.
that-
I think that was our first defeat.
What's going on with
That-
Sturridge? What's going on with him? Like,
Oh, he's got a minor injury, but even if he was fit, I don't think he would have played him.
Look,
No,
that today showed why I don't trust, and I think it was something Double H was talking about. Today showed why
Yeah.
I don't trust Liverpool though. Like I can't.
That's a
say
good
Liverpool-
point. That's a good point. But to rule us out completely, I think at this stage is a bit too soon. Like
yeah, it's pretty.
you gotta wait. You gotta wait at least after the
Winter
Christmas
break.
period. Yeah.
Fair enough. I just can't see a Chan Henderson midfield win the league, but
Yeah.
Hey.
The problem isn't even our midfield that much. I mean, it was combining. Obviously, individually, they're not great, but they combine well. But it's the defense, really,
Exactly.
that's costed us.
Yeah.
We can't defend crosses.
Oh yeah, you're very suspect in the air. Yeah, that's true. That's
That's
what
literally,
Mourinho tried to exploit, and then
Yeah.
to no avail, obviously, because
I think Mourinho should have and could have and should have won that game. I
exactly.
thought he went coward mode in the second half.
You could say a bit of both. It was clever or it was being cowardly at the same time because
No, let
you
me
never
say.
know.
Let me say this, because in a moment in that game, psychologically, United had the upper hand. Like,
Exactly. Yeah.
because Liverpool
Yeah.
were misplacing passes. They just didn't look like the team from weeks prior. Like, because they were blitzing teams at Anfield. Like,
Yeah, we were rattled because the first half, I think
yeah.
United's tactic worked.
And the problem with
extremely
Mourinho was that he didn't adapt. He didn't adapt in that situation. He could see that Liverpool were a bit flustered.
He
You
should
know
have.
what? That was the
He's
only
go
game
for
we
the
didn't win
kill.
at home. That was actually the only game we didn't win at
He
home.
should have dropped Pogba back, and then I think Mata didn't start
Exactly.
that
Look how
game.
he used
throw
Pogba.
Mata
He
on
used
there.
Pogba was playing like a striker or something. It
Yeah,
was,
Pogba was man marking the center back.
you can just see how fucking inept this manager is. Like, he's finished. He's genuinely.
He's so bad, man. Honestly,
So let's move on.
like
to
his limit.
United.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sets us up perfectly for that. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Oh man, what can we say about Mourinho, man?
I honestly think
Last few
United are
you might start have to question his whole career.
No. I think
No,
now we have
it's
to.
that bad. Like when you're doing worse than Moyes and fucking Van Gaal, yo, there's something's up.
Forget Mourinho. I'm gonna talk about United in general. I think United are in like big trouble because next week you play Tottenham.
Oh my God! If they lose that game,
They will lose that game. I
Yeah.
can't see
If
them
we,
getting
I,
anything
surely.
out
no,
of
I
it.
don't think. It could also be another draw, just another 1-1.
Or another.
Tottenham don't score either, if you think about it.
But the problem with
But if
United
Tottenham
is,
play to their potential, you'd expect them to win, probably.
Yeah, I would too.
the problem with United is that when you can't see a team win a game. I actually can't see United win a game, even if it's against like a relegation team. I can see them dropping points.
You know what? It's not just Mourinho's inept tactics or substitutes. It's actually his demeanor off the pitch as well. It's sort of reminiscent of last season. Like he's losing it in a way. Like
Yeah,
he doesn't say it as it is. He's not honest. He's just very
to be
like
fair,
stubborn.
Mourinho's always been like that. He's always
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think
always
he's
played with the media. That's
Do you think he's a dead man walking or no?
No,
I
I
don't
don't
he
think
is
they'll
because
sack
the
him.
board loves him. I think.
And the fans love him. United fans are sucking him
Why
off,
would the
man.
fans
Yeah.
fucking love him? What the fuck is he giving to you?
They are sucking him off.
They are literally all of them. You're right, because I don't think there's one fan who literally criticized him too much. They all
Yeah.
support him.
I'm
No,
sorry, but if
honestly,
my manager breaks the bank for the most expensive player ever and gets every signing that he demanded, pretty
and
much, he got every player he demanded. Right?
Zlatan, like,
It was all right when the Chelsea fans were defending him because he has a history there. But at United, come on, man, he's just a new guy right there. Like,
yeah.
No, it's not that they're defending him. Like, okay, you could say like, yo, he did this, he did that, but I'm still gonna stick with him because we don't have a better option. But they're like sucking him off. They're not even criticizing him.
Yo, you want to know what's funny though? His initial template for the season was to play Pogba Fellaini as a pivot. Like that was his initial idea for the season.
And that's remember when
You see, like he doesn't plan. Okay, he plans, I guess, because I guess he's meticulous in a sense, but he just doesn't. He's lost it.
remember my tweets.
Tactical nous that he had. Like,
you know what?
My tweets on that?
When they won the first 3 games, people were hyping them to the extreme. But if you look at it deeply, the performances were just average. Like you could just tell
average. They were average.
You could just tell it was dropping off eventually.
I thought that second game, the Southampton game, I thought they played well that game. I was impressed.
Oh, true.
What do you think? What do you think was their best game to date?
Yeah.
Their best.
I personally think.
In what competition?
Any competition. What do you think was their best performance? Like outright.
Southampton, I thought.
Yeah.
That impressed me the most.
I think maybe Leicester at home, maybe.
Actually, after they scored the second goal,
Leicester was a lot of we won that game, but that was just a lot of set piece calamity errors.
Yeah, true. Probably Southampton, yeah.
No, I wouldn't say Southampton. I'd say
it's probably one of the games they didn't win. Arsenal,
Burnley.
Man,
I think it was the Arsenal game, but they didn't win.
What was the game we had 37 shots?
Burnley. It was Burnley.
Burnley, yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Basically Heaton turned into Neuer that day. He was
and there's one thing I wanted to say about the Fellaini. You know how you said Mourinho's plan was to play Fellaini Pogba?
Yeah.
Yeah, I said that. Like, I remember in the summer, I was like, that's going to be United's downfall, the Fellaini Pogba Rooney thing, because, you're pretty much throwing, I criticize Pogba a lot, but you're pretty much throwing Pogba in hell. You're playing him with Rooney in front of him and Fellaini next to him.
Doesn't help him at all.
You're just killing the guy.
I don't think he's going to get the best. I don't know if he knows how to get the best out of central midfielders. Genuine.
That's true, because remember when he signed Modric, he actually looked at Modric as a 10. He looked at Modric as a 10.
Yeah.
Yep, he did. And he put Ozil right wing.
So he didn't know how to use Modric.
He's just more defensive minded. He knows how to use his defenders and whatnot.
He's a very reactive coach. Yeah. That's what he does. That's just what he is. And the thing is, look, like we have Martial and Luke Shaw, and I know you guys will say at the end of the day, they're young talents. They're great
Yeah,
talents, and
true.
we invested so much money into them. And the
Yeah,
fact
especially
that,
Martial.
and the
Yeah,
fact that they're fucking stalling under him, like that just says a lot. That says a lot to me because people are saying, "Oh, it's the United, all these United players. They lack their mentality isn't, it isn't up to, it isn't up to speed, pretty much." But
you know what? It's just a
look at
shame that
Tuchel.
they
Look at
didn't.
Tuchel at Dortmund. Look at fucking Conte with
Yeah,
Chelsea. It's in under 3 months. They already knew what the fuck they were gonna do. And look at the rule. Look at the
I
fucking
think
results like they've
I
put.
think
there's a philosophy there. That's why.
that's what I was saying a few days back. I was just saying Mourinho should just take a few years off, in my
Maybe at
opinion.
least a year. But the thing is, yeah, you're starting to think he's undoing Van Gaal's work. Van Gaal never really got. I know it's easy for me to say because I don't support them, obviously, but he basically laid a template. He was building something, but never really. Whenever he was doing well, he never really got the praise.
The problem with Van Gaal is that he didn't pick the right players.
Yes,
Yeah.
man.
Terms of transfers, like he would pick Schneiderlin. He would
Yeah.
buy fucking, who else did he buy? He bought Memphis because Memphis had a good World Cup. And we all, honestly though, to be fair, we all probably thought, oh,
Memphis would be.
At the time,
everyone
you thought, oh,
yeah.
not
At the
bad.
time, I thought, that's
everyone thought Memphis would be like a project that in a few years this guy would turn into like a Bale. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, or like
Yeah.
or there were Ronaldo, like there were some Ronaldo comparisons there even. Like,
and he looked good at the World Cup. I'm not gonna lie, but like
Yeah.
obviously, like that's I pretty much before United signed him, I watched like 180 minutes of Depay. Like that's barely anything, right?
Yeah.
True. And
So-
Darmian, you bought Darmian.
I watched a
as
dozen
well.
of things of him doing stuff in the Eredivisie, but that league altogether is just poor right now. It
Then-
has
then
been
he
for
bought,
years.
Then he bought Schweinsteiger also.
I knew Schweinsteiger would be a bad signing though.
Like these are like they basically they took a they he was he was a burden to Bayern. He was never fit for
Yeah,
Bayern.
but that's why I say Schweinsteiger is
Yeah.
one of the most overrated midfielders. And German guys get mad
I
at me.
wouldn't
I
say
know he was never overrated. It's
I wouldn't
just
say
his
so.
time has come. He's
I'm
declined.
sorry, but at 29 or 28, when he went to United, he couldn't even adapt to like a number 6 role. Come on.
Yeah. No, but he actually was playing deep. 2012-13, he was playing him and Martinez were basically
2012-13, it was actually Martinez playing higher than
Martinez
him.
was a better play. Yeah, Martinez actually played higher.
Yeah, he played higher.
Yeah.
He pressed. It was
Yeah.
like the Khedira Xabi Alonso thing. you know
That
what
was
I
such a good pivot, man. Honestly,
mean? But
Yeah,
my
but-
point is, when your legs went, you pretty much became a nothing player. So like
That happened
that's
with Gerrard too, though. It happens. Some
yeah, but that tells me a lot about your IQ, though. I don't think that's why I don't rate Gerrard as highly as other players.
I get it, but if you were good at your prime, you were good.
But
Like for example, Schweinsteiger versus Argentina 2010. That's a fucking
he ran that
mammoth
game. Yeah.
perform. Like he was fucking everywhere.
fair enough.
Like he
I
just
always thought he was overrated, like technically.
yeah, but when
He's very efficient.
yeah,
when he wasn't always
exactly,
very
he's like the embodiment of a German player, really. Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good point.
like how Gerrard's the embodiment
I would say
of an
Cruz has
English
evolved.
midfielder, an all-round English midfielder.
Yeah,
I think Steven Gerrard, same thing with Schweinsteiger. You think of a all-round, German midfielder, you're thinking Schweinsteiger immediately. Like,
yeah.
Yeah,
That's a good-
it's first that comes to mind as well.
yeah.
Tottenham won 5-0, right?
Oh,
Yeah, they beat Swansea.
Yeah. No, but Swansea
It was literally
shit,
like
bro.
an easy
Swansea
game.
are fucking. Even United beat Swansea. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Dele Alli dived to get, I think, one of their goals.
Oh
as well.
yeah, I
think
saw
it was a
that.
penalty.
That was awful. Like,
He's so overrated, man. Never been a fan of the guy. He's so shit.
yeah,
Honestly, man.
he's just. That's enough.
He's just a.
What?
You know what? He's just one of those players.
English
Yeah.
type player who's just has that feisty mentality on the pitch, and that's what gets him through a game. Like
Yeah.
if that makes
Pretty much. That's it.
yeah.
He
Because
can score.
I don't really know what he excels at on the pitch.
No, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
He can score a goal, and his movement is decent, and he has good.
His touch and his movement is good, but he's
His
never
touch?
consistent
No,
with his
his touch-
decision making.
His touch gets away from him sometimes. Really.
I mean, it's all
I
right,
don't think
but
his touch is good. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's very overrated in other aspects, like no vision, no awareness, no.
Yeah, like I've never seen him play a defense splitting pass, and he plays right off of Kane. Like,
Yeah, it's funny because like it's actually quite funny because like this guy actually, if you look at Tottenham's results, he played in a pivot a couple of times and actually like won some big games, which is pretty like mind-boggling
Yeah, I
because
mean,
the guy
it's
has no
funny how some
awareness.
Spurs fans think he's one of their best players, but I really think he's like sixth, seventh in the list. He's really not that good.
He's
wow.
English. He's English, so
Yeah,
obviously they're gonna say he
no
is.
joke. He's really there's.
Wait,
I think
wait.
Ericsson's better.
Oh, okay. I agree. Wait, so, but Ericsson's nothing special
I
overall.
think their best player is
Yeah,
Loris.
Ericsson, he pisses me off. He plays a good
Yeah,
game
their
every
best
like
player is
two
the
months.
goalkeeper, Loris.
Lloris. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Then
he's so
you have to
good.
say Kane too, because
Kane, yeah.
what he's done on the back of these past 2 seasons, like,
All right,
uh,
it's decent, I suppose. But would you say Kane is world class? I don't know.
no.
But you can say the same for Loris.
Can you say Lloris is lower class? No, I
Yeah,
don't.
definitely, man.
I used to
He
think
is.
Lloris was
So,
overrated, but he actually like
He
over
really is. Trust me.
yo,
He trust me.
he makes some incredible. Yo, remember I don't know if you guys watched the
Monaco, yeah.
Tottenham game. He made this a point blank range
It
save.
was from Glick. I think it was Monaco's
Oh
defender.
yeah,
It
Glick,
was
the
straight
Monaco
header, and he
center
just
back.
saved
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And in the Leverkusen game, he made an even better save, I think, right?
You know, he's one of those. He's one of those keepers. He's not just good in. He's not just good as a shot stopper, but he's also good at distributing as well.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
I think he
Very
ruined his
underrated.
career though by going to Tottenham.
Yeah,
He
I
could
think
have
he
played
should
at a
leave.
much better
Yeah,
team.
they're not good enough for him.
Yeah. Oh man. Do you guys want to transition to the last two leagues? Do you want to talk some Bundesliga and
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
suppose. Yeah,
mean,
definitely.
let's
yeah,
go with whatever you guys want. I don't care.
Bundesliga. So who leads the table there? Leipzig.
An
Yeah.
energy
Leipzig are still
drink.
leading. I only watched 2 games this weekend. I didn't see the whole like Bundesliga section, but
Yeah. What was the game before? Because I know Leipzig played Schalke over the weekend, but who did they play before that? That was the
before.
first Leipzig game
Oh
I.
no, before that they played Freiburg. I actually watched the
Yeah,
whole
and
game.
they were very, very.
Yeah, I actually watched that game, man. They were
Yeah, me
really
too.
good.
I did.
Even though Freiburg weren't really that good, but I saw in that game that they're not really lucky to be up there. They function
Yeah.
as a team.
It's weird seeing how they're a newly promoted side and they're
Yeah, people say they're the new Leicester and whatnot, but I really think that's a
no, it's
myth.
more impressive.
That's a myth because they've got more resources. They've got more of an identity that they don't sit back and counter like Leicester do.
I'm
They
not.
try and take the
I'm
try
not
and take
even
the
gonna
game
lie.
to
I
you.
haven't watched Leipzig once this season.
Yeah, I've only watched them like 3 times
You
at
should
least.
watch their midfielder. What's his name? Naby Keita.
Naby
Yeah,
Keita, I heard
he's
he's a good
very
player.
good.
I haven't
He's
He
watched
very
looks
him.
good.
very
Trust me.
good. He looks very good. That's another very good player. There's so much good talent in the Bundesliga overall.
I wouldn't say he's the complete package yet, but he's you could see the potential. Like maybe in a few years he could be.
Yeah. Thoughts on Bayern as well this season? Bayern and Dortmund?
From what I've seen of Bayern, um, they, they lack they just lack like something in the final third, in my opinion.
You know, with Bayern, it's just certain players that are not really in good form, like Lewandowski, Muller. I think Muller hasn't even scored a league goal and we're in December.
True.
Hardly scored a goal.
Yeah.
Muller had his first assist in over 16 games or something for just this past week. You know, he had 0 goals, 0 assists going into the weekend.
He's horrible, like technically, obviously.
Yeah.
I think he's getting, I don't know, you could almost argue he's getting exposed or something at this point.
You limit his movement and he's essentially ineffective in any way.
I think he just needs to adapt to being a number 9, in my opinion.
Yeah,
but you have Lewandowski there, who's much better. So.
Yeah, he just needs to leave the club. Maybe find a challenge.
He's Bayern through and through. I don't think he's
at Bayern. He's Bayern faithful.
Yeah.
They love him there. So
okay, then he's probably gonna have to stick to playing shit then.
And that's the thing. That's the thing with Ancelotti. I think that's a big dilemma he has on his hands because
the reason why they're struggling is because
he can't.
The reason why they're struggling is because I don't think Ancelotti knows his best formation. I think he's tried 4-3-3. And he's also tried. I think he's tried one like with Lewandowski just up front on his own.
Oh, he's tried 4-4-2 as well.
Yeah, he's tried like 3 different systems, but They won the last 2 games.
Though he's tried pretty much every variation.
You know what? I'm starting to think
formations
that
with
the likes of
back.
Robin and Ribery really, they actually have some sort of power because they're still at the club as well.
Exactly.
I think
they started this past.
Yeah, but Robin is still balling, I heard.
Yeah,
Robin's
yeah,
still playing well.
he scored as well. I think.
You know,
Friday.
I think,
Even though Ribery's not even playing that well, he's still leading the assist charts. Like I think I could be
few
wrong.
weeks
Ribery's
back, I think
always
it was-
been that classic number 7 man.
Yeah. So
a few weeks back, Robin, I think, I can't remember if he came on or he started. He was coming back from injury, and he changed the game. I think he got a goal and an assist.
yeah. This
Yeah.
past week he had a goal and an assist as well.
They lost to Dortmund recently, but trust me, that was just a bit of an unfortunate defeat because they were like miles
they
better.
played very well.
Dortmund
They were
didn't
miles
impress me.
better.
Dortmund
at all.
actually, that's actually showed a side of Tuchel I've never seen. He actually
Yeah.
sacrificed, you know.
But the problem with Dortmund, in the bigger games they will
style.
raise it, but in the smaller games they're just very like they play a high line. It's just so unnecessary.
It's similar.
They get exposed.
I think
Yeah, their line, it's a very high line. And when you're doing that with players like Bartra, who he actually started well in Dortmund.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
But then after his injury, he's kind of regressed.
Did you see their game this weekend? I think Dembele scored again.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I think
Yeah.
Dembele is going to be one of the best players in the world.
every time
Yeah, I agree.
he's on the ball, I'm on the edge of my seat. Like
Exactly.
it's
Yeah.
just those kind of players, you know. Like
You know, he started really slow, but then he got. I think it was down to Tuchel why he's doing so well now because he's more disciplined now.
exactly. Like before, he was a bit selfish, you could argue. But now he's playing within the team. Like he knows how to play within the
I
flow.
think the problem with, from what I've seen of Dortmund, I think the problem is like, it's similar to City too. They don't know how to defend, from what I've seen.
And they don't have their midfield. They don't know their best midfield combination.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Rode, he's their worst midfielder,
Because-
man.
oh,
I think
Rode,
the other day he
supposed to
played and he
die
cost
with
them
him.
badly.
Yeah. What
think
game
that-
was that? Was that a?
Frankfurt, yeah.
Oh yeah, Weidenfeller
Last week.
too was awful. Weidenfeller, he let in an easy goal.
And I
He's
think
not even the thing is he's not even their first choice keeper. Berkey got injured, so he's like a backup keeper now.
Yeah.
a lot of teams try to like mark, from what I've like every time I watch them, a lot of teams obviously try to mark
Weigl?
Julian,
Yeah.
Weigl out of the game, right?
Yeah.
And the idea of playing Bartra. I think they bought Bartra in the first place because he's good on the ball.
And to
Because-
replace Hummels.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
once Weigl is out of the game, then your center backs have to build. But
Yeah.
Socrates is not.
No, he's not a ball playing
good
centre
enough
back.
on
He's
the
like
ball.
an old fashioned centre back.
He's an old fat, but he's very good. He's been their best
Yeah.
defender actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
Yeah, but the problem is, obviously he's their best defender. But when Weigl is man marked, your only option is Bartra there.
Yeah.
I think Dortmund need another
But then
midfielder, to be
what
honest.
they need another midfielder to drop deep, and
Yeah.
no, that's it.
midfielder,
That's really it. Who
Yeah.
else plays? They have Gonzalo Castro. He started.
They have Sven Bender, but he's really not that good.
Van Bender is
He's
shit.
declined, yeah.
Yeah. So
Honestly, though, for me, like
They
I
struggle
think
with-
Tuchel is a good coach, but you cannot. He has to challenge for the league this year. He has to.
Yeah.
If he does not challenge for the league, I'm not gonna.
I think at the
opinion on
moment
him.
they're like 9 points off at the moment.
yeah,
So it's,
it's still early though. We'll see. But yeah, they still have to play Leipzig as well. Leipzig.
no. Dortmund actually played Leipzig.
Have they? I don't think
Yeah,
so.
they lost.
Really?
Yep. I think it was around a month ago or so. I didn't watch the game, but I saw like
I
highlights.
swear to you, I don't think they've played.
No, they have played. Naby Keita scored in the 90th minute against them.
Oh.
Look it up, man. You'll see.
Yeah, they did. 10th of September. Wow.
Oh man,
Wow, you're right. Oh yeah, Naby.
it's you know what? I think it's actually Leipzig and Bayern that haven't played yet.
Yeah,
Leipzig and
they
Bayern
play
have played,
on
yeah.
the last game before the break.
Oh
so it's
man,
gonna
you know
be-
what? I have a feeling Bayern are gonna turn up, man.
Yeah, I think people are overreacting a bit with Bayern. Like,
Yeah, it's only 3 points. You know, it's nothing to be like.
I do
sort
think.
of-
Look, I do think Ancelotti is gonna get exposed domestically over his time at Bayern.
Yeah.
A bit. Like, I don't think people will completely disrespect him, but I think he'll get exposed domestically.
But
But I
let's
think,
face it. I mean, they will still win the league because of the power of the squad, isn't it? So
yeah, but I think they will win the Champions League. I
but
think they
you know
might
the
win the
thing.
Champions League this
The
year.
thing with the Bundesliga is this season is that it's apart from Bayern and you could say Dortmund, the table is sort of like upside down. You know, all the teams you expect to be up there, like Leverkusen, Schalke, Gladbach, they're like all the way down there. Like you've
Yeah,
got so many minor teams
I
like
heard, yeah.
Hoffenheim.
like Hertha Berlin,
Hertha Berlin are third actually.
Hoffenheim, Frankfurt.
Remember Salomon
Yeah,
Kalou. He plays for them.
yeah, Salomon.
He's been scoring some good goals lately.
Yeah, he had a very good season last year. I heard.
Yeah.
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 And I think there's another unbeaten team in there, Hoffenheim. I'm not sure if you've read an article on their manager. They've got a 29-year-old manager.
What? Really?
Nagelsmann.
Yeah,
Nagelsmann.
they have a I read
been-
an article. Yeah, I read an article.
Yeah, he's been talked about as sort of like a similar to Tuchel type of manager. He's really that good, apparently.
Yeah, the thing about these young managers, though, I just feel like their age is almost like a curse for them in a sense.
Yeah,
Because, like, remember AVB at Chelsea?
yeah, he got the same hype pretty
Yeah,
much.
he was the same. He was what? He was like in his early 30s coaching Chelsea.
Yeah,
And
but obviously you have to take into account he had a better squad. Like no doubt that Porto team were better than Hoffenheim.
yeah.
And sort of.
But then, I just don't know, like, how would the players, gravitate to listening to a guy who's their age,
It's
like,
true, yeah.
like Lampard and Terry, they're the
Yeah.
same age almost, and this guy's ordering you around, like,
True.
yeah, I felt like that kind of hurt AVB in a sense, but
I think so. I agree, yeah. Especially with the older players.
Man,
'Cause
he's,
if you look at-
he's literally the mercenary of managers, man. That guy is living rich.
oh man, he's made so much bank, like,
Yeah,
think he's
working in
in-
China is.
Yeah,
he's going to
I was
China
gonna
now?
mention, he manages Guangzhou, I think.
yeah.
Mikel
Let's,
is
let's wrap this up with some Champions League predictions, for the.
nothing.
yeah, Champions.
Did anything happen in Serie A?
Oh yeah, we forgot to talk
yeah.
about Serie A. You know what? The only game I watched, I think, was Juve's. Just only like briefly, like I only saw like 30 minutes or so.
I know Dybala comes back next week.
Yeah. Dybala, Barzagli, and Bonucci were out for their last game, so
And I
They
know
were actually playing a form team, I think
Yeah.
Atalanta won like 6 in a row, but they managed to win that game 3-1.
I'm really not worried about. Like I think Juve.
Oh
will-
no!
But the thing about Juve, when I watch them, I've watched them a couple times this season. Their football is just so bland this season.
Yeah,
no,
it's
no.
boring. Yeah,
No,
yeah, I
no,
agree.
I actually watched. How could I forget? I watched Napoli Inter on Friday, man. That was just so bad.
Yeah.
I plan to.
There,
I'm making a comp on that. I need.
Diarra. Amadou Diarra is really good.
Very good. Zielinski.
You were preaching about him. I wasn't sure, but then
Yeah.
I saw him before, but I wasn't sure. I wasn't sold. Like I had to see a few games, and he's really good.
Yeah, I first discovered him at Bologna. I watched him play Juventus.
But you know what? It's not just him. Napoli have like a perfect
Oh,
system.
yeah.
Sarri knows what
Because
he's
they
doing.
play out of the press.
Hamsik's arguably been the best player in Italy for a while now.
Yeah.
Like he's
Who?
so good. He's
Marek Hamsik.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, fucking incredible
Their
player.
midfield is. I love watching their midfield trio. Like
Yeah. I'm
The
actually
way
gonna make
they-
a comp on that. State.
No, like I think they probably play the best football in Italy, even though they are sixth.
No, they play
Doesn't
they play some of the best football in Europe. Forget Italy.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Europe.
Top 5, definitely.
Easily. But yeah, very good.
You know
team.
what they miss? I think they've had their striker injured. That's
Exactly.
right. Milik.
That's
Yeah,
it.
He
That's
was
all
on
Milik,
fire,
yeah.
literally.
They miss a number 9. That's all. Like that's really all they miss, right?
I think on Friday they played Gabbiadini there, but he's more of a wide player, so it was difficult.
Yeah. And they had to play Mertens sometimes when at the number 9 role.
Man, Inter are a mess though, man. It was like
these.
Yo, wait. Can you guys explain it? What's up with Gabigol? How has he not had an appearance yet for them?
I don't know.
no clue. I thought De Boer would actually give him a chance, but not sure. He's like frozen out. He's not even on the bench.
What's going on there?
I don't
Is he
know.
just that bad in training or something? Like,
It must be something like that's going on in training or whatnot, but they actually have no width in their play. Like if you watch them play, they just look lost. Like 11 players
They
out
are.
there.
They're just as bad as. They're probably the worst
I would actually say 10 because Icardi is not bad. Icardi really is a good
They're
striker.
probably the worst well-run club in the world. Like the amount of them and United maybe.
They're worse run, I think, just in a
It's
sense.
the amount of money they spend. Like, how can you go spend 50 million and on Joao Mario?
You know the worst thing they did.
Yeah.
Joao Mario is not bad. Like he's not good. He's not good.
Kandreva too. Like they spent how much on Kandreva? Like,
Oh man.
Do you remember Kondogbia, by the way? When
yeah,
they
but
signed him?
I thought that was a good signing because I rated Kondogbia.
No, because you know the game I was watching, the commentator was literally just having an agenda against him, like every 5 minutes. Honestly, he was like, "Oh no, Kondogbia hasn't done this. Like he hasn't justified the price tag. He's been sloppy on the ball, whatever." I was
Yeah.
like, "This guy's having a go at him like too much."
Yeah, I heard in
I
Italy.
think the last time I watched Kondogbia play was against Arsenal, and he absolutely
was amazing.
apart.
Yeah.
Tore them
If you remember, he was at Sevilla as well for like a year.
Yeah,
or
he
so.
was for like a year.
Yeah,
Yeah, but then they got Nzonzi after, I guess. So
yeah. But Kondogbia, did Kondogbia ever play as like a deep lying DM? No, right?
Not
No,
on his
he
own.
box
He's
to
always
box.
played as alongside
Box to-
someone.
Yeah, on the left of like a 3, for example.
Yeah.
You could argue the guy he played with, Brozovic, is even worse. I think he was even bad.
Yeah.
Like their whole midfield is just
It's
like
just
there's no one ball playing midfield.
Banega's had
Banega's really good,
though.
yeah.
He's had some good.
But the problem is they played Banega further up when they need him deeper.
Yeah. The thing is, Banega's a bit lazy off the ball, so I think I understand.
God, man, into season you can literally write it off, man. They're just there.
Yeah.
They're just pretenders because
Icardi needs to leave. It's insane how many goals he scored, though. That's a testament to how good.
The thing is, I think at Inter they know that it's like a matter of time until they get Simeone. Even his son said it. Like his son said, "My father is gonna coach Inter."
Oh,
yeah,
look, yeah. So
He said
maybe
it-
so it won't be next season, but it'll be the season after.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
man.
they're just surviving until Simeone comes.
They actually eliminated it from the Europa League as well.
Yeah,
Fuck, really?
They lost to an Israeli team twice. Like that's how embarrassing it was. Trust me, it was so bad. Like I think I watched one of them, not the other. But
they were winning. I think 3-0, and
how
they lost.
How many points are Juventus up on Serie A in this
4 points.
4. Yeah, Roma
Who's
won.
second?
I think Roma won the derby.
I just think like the second half of the season, Juventus are gonna peak, and they're gonna go on a roll.
Yeah.
So I think the league is over, anyways.
Oh no, it's well and truly over because they only lost 3 games, and after each of those, they've always bounced back with a win. Like literally, without Dybala as well.
Incredible. Like they look like a team battling relegation, and then they go from that to winning.
And
I mean,
last
can we agree, like out of the top 5 leagues, that's like the most uncompetitive one. Like in a way, sort of, you already know who's going to be champion. Exactly.
Yeah, probably.
But then again, how long can this last? Come on, 5. They've won it 5 straight times. They're about to win it for a 6th. Like, how long is this gonna last? How long is this monopoly?
2 more years.
If you look at the table and you watch Roma play, you really think to yourself, Roma can win it. But Roma are like the equivalent of Arsenal. You just can't trust them.
Yeah. I think the dominance is going to be stopped like in 2 years because the Chinese come in at AC Milan this year.
Simeone coming at Inter.
And Simeone comes in at Inter in 2 years. So
now, you know what? I've actually enjoyed watching AC Milan play, man. A lot of youth in there.
I've rarely watched them this season.
Their best player is actually a former Liverpool player,
Suso.
He's
been really good. Like, I think he was voted the best player in November, but in the month.
Wow.
In that league.
Wow, that's actually impressive. They have this new striker playing there who's scoring goals.
Yeah, Lapadula. Yeah. I think he's all right. He's not really. I think Barca's better, definitely, but he's doing all right. Yeah.
Locatelli is starting Donnarumma. They have a lot of young Italians.
Yo, what is Locatelli? Is he actually a midfielder? I thought he was.
Locatelli is actually not as good as people say he is.
He's a defensive midfielder. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but he's a center back though. That's what I thought. And then
he's a midfielder.
To put him into midfield or something. Like
he's a midfielder, but people. I think some Milan fans are saying that he's their new future regista or something. But I saw a little clip, and he does give the ball away a bit too much. So
He's
I-
18 though. He's 18. Like,
From what I've seen of him, he's kind of tidy. Like he's decent, but like it's hard to like rate a player.
You know
on
what? I
the
think
18.
that the hype does come from the fact that he scored the winner against Juve, but
Yeah.
his all-round play is not there yet. You can
yeah.
just see.
The-
Otherwise,
the-
he'd be in the national team.
The
Right now.
legit talent though is Donnarumma. I really think he's gonna.
Yeah,
be
yeah.
the
No.
best.
Donnarumma's the next big thing. I think he's all right, man.
Yeah. We'll see.
Like
'Cause you
to be
can't
that
teach-
young and just to play that well.
It's also how he dominates because he's so long. Like you can't teach length. It's just crazy. It's like he's like Courtois with like he's even taller than Courtois.
Yeah, I think he picked the right position based on his height, his talent as well. So it's
Yeah.
decent.
Yeah.
You know, he made a mistake a few weeks back, but I think like whatever, he'll learn.
Yeah. That,
But he
that
has the
just
reflex.
that's growing pain.
I think they're looking good for third place. That's where they should finish. I think
And
anything below.
I heard the Chinese are gonna make a few signings in the winter, so
Yeah.
they should.
Yeah. No, Syria is gonna gear up to be great again. Hopefully.
It might take a few seasons though. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see though.
Because
Yeah.
realistically, if just one last thing about Syria, because if Simeone comes in and Inter turn into a top team, you've got Juventus, and then the Chinese turn Milan back to a top team.
That's
So
a good
those are the-
shout actually, because I think around 2018 onwards that might happen.
Yeah, then your top three, those are your top three, and then
Obviously not next year because there's a lot
Yeah.
of rebuilding to do. But
because
yeah.
when Roma and Napoli are like the fifth and fourth and sixth best teams in the country, Fiorentina and stuff, that means you have a good league, right? So
Roma and Napoli, they're like the nearly teams, man. Honestly, that's the thing with them. They do well to keep up, and then at the end they just
yeah,
fall
so
away.
those teams need to drop to like fifth and sixth, and then you need to have the big boys back at the top.
Yeah,
I think-
you just need to get the Milan teams to start balling again.
Yeah,
Yeah, it won't be Inter, man. I think AC Milan are all right. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's make some Champions League predictions, and
So what are the main games? Actually, I haven't even. It is match day 6, but I haven't really looked into the fixtures that much, really.
yeah. Let me actually search it up.
I think most teams are through anyway. There's actually 1 or 2 games, just top of the table games. Oh, Real Dortmund, actually, yeah, that one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Real Dortmund.
Real Dortmund is
How
the
are you
main one.
looking at that game, Abdul? Like,
Yeah, your views on that?
yeah, my bad. I think we'll win. Actually, look, I think we'll score for sure because Dortmund defensively are horrible, but I think they could score.
true.
I think a 2-1 possibly Real, probably.
Like the two games. What sucks is that it's on a Wednesday, that game, and another game that's on at the same time as Lyon Sevilla.
Yeah, that's a great game.
Yeah,
I really want to watch that game, by the way, because
I
I want
really-
to see if Sevilla intentionally want to go to the Europa League or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they will, man. They can't.
No.
They just need a goal because I know if they get an away goal, then
No, I think Lyon have to win by 2 goals to knock
Yeah.
them out.
And
maybe.
Lyon are no pushovers. They're good. They played very well at in Turin when they went to Juve.
Yeah, I haven't really seen them that much, but yeah, they're
No,
not
but
bad.
like all these French teams, like they have so many low key talents that people aren't really keeping an eye on. But
Yeah, but for the game, I think the problem is like we saw it in the Clásico, right? We lacked
Monaco,
something in the
my
final
God,
third,
Monaco
right?
are so frightening.
yeah, they're scoring 5 goals. a
They are
game.
scoring goals for fun, like, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly think they could be a team that could upset, so in the round of 16, whoever
They look stronger. They look stronger than 2 years ago, and
yeah.
their manager Jardim, he's like doesn't get much recognition.
Yeah,
He's
but I
really
would say
good.
that he's underrated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He
There's
put
a-
off some great results. Like,
Yeah. Oh
he's
yeah.
Italian, right? Or Portuguese or Italian? Is he
I
Italian?
think
or
he's Portuguese.
Yeah, he's Portuguese. He's Portuguese.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So
And even
let's-
Falcao scoring goals for them. But yeah, they've got a few good youngsters, man.
yeah.
Bakayoko, Lamar. I think there's another guy.
United are looking at Bakayoko.
Yeah,
Yeah. Fabinho has gone to play in midfield for them. and he's
you know what? He's been playing there for time. I heard. Not
yeah,
really.
he's been
It's
playing
not
there
really a new
actually,
transition, but
and he's actually playing very well there. He
no,
bossed Tottenham. He bossed Tottenham.
yeah.
Like, so
I watched that game. It was a mismatch, honestly, man.
yeah, Monaco. If not for Lloris, like they could have scored 3-4.
And you know their fullbacks are really good as well. I think CDB
Exactly.
and
Yeah,
Mendy.
Sidibe, yeah, and Mendy. Yeah, very good. And then they have Thomas Lamar, who's so underrated. It was such a class
I think they're like the type of team I think you can see in the quarters. Maybe
Yeah.
the Champions League. They might be in
I
the
think
quarters.
this is what teams like, the teams like United, this is the, like, even PSG, like, look at the way PSG and Monaco have built their teams. It's different in a
Yeah.
sense because PSG, they have a lot of resources as well. Just Monaco have resources as well, but PSG, they've done most of their, team building through the
Yeah,
transfer.
talking about PSG, have you been watching them this season? Because I
Oh
haven't
yeah,
that much
yeah,
of
I
late.
have. They've
Yeah.
been the past month. They've been very good. Don't pay any attention to the last loss they had.
Oh yeah,
They
lost. I think
started.
they lost 3-0, but yeah, they're
Yeah,
really
but
doing well.
they didn't. They didn't. They didn't. It was a makeshift midfield that they put in. They're pretty much looking ahead to the game, in the Champions League this midweek. So that's why they played
Yeah, and I think all they have to do is win, so to just go top.
to just go
Or they're
top.
already top. Yeah, they're already
And they're
top.
playing.
Just to
They're playing
maintain it.
Ludogorets. They're playing Ludogorets at home. So that's an easy dub.
Yeah,
So.
that should be a dub, like literally.
Yeah. So yeah.
But I have to say, Cavani, yeah, he's been on another level this season.
Yeah.
Even despite, I know he still misses chances, but like his all-round movement.
His movement has been, even in the Lyon game, he had like 2.5 chances. Literally. Oh, actually, not even 2.5. He had like a half chance and like one chance where he, received the ball
Yeah.
from cross, and he still scored it. He scored
he's
2
even,
goals.
the thing is, he's even doing well for Uruguay in the qualifiers. And
Yeah.
I know some Barca fans won't like to admit, but he's been better than Suarez this season.
Yep.
A mile.
Actually, this season, there was a point this season where he was leading Europe and leading the qualifiers. In terms of goals.
That wasn't even long ago. It was like a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. So he's having an incredible season, and he's a great striker, man.
Honestly, you just hope he doesn't bottle it at the end.
I used to give him a lot of shit, but
do you really think? Do you think he's excelling because Zlatan's not at the club? He's got more leadership now.
Yeah, you could say that from a psychological, standpoint. Zlatan's not good. But then again, even when Zlatan was there, he was still consistently scoring 25 plus a season. Like not like he
does get a lot of criticism in the Premier League, but he shouldn't. I mean, he scored a fair amount already at 35, so that should be.
Oh yeah,
Zlatan.
Yeah.
It's just his associative play. Like it's not League 1, so it's a bit difficult to build up play.
Yeah. He's misplacing a lot of passes back to goal. Like he's forcing a lot of passes out wide, and I've noticed that with Ibra this season. But yeah, I think part of that is also the quality around him.
Yeah, he's got so much quality around him. Right?
When you go from Di Maria, Lucas, Mata Verratti to
I've heard really good things about Rabiot this season. I watched him maybe 1 or 2 times.
Rabiot has come in leaps and bounds this season. He's been very good.
He's a player I never really thought would be that good initially, but yeah, he's getting better.
Yeah, he's improving very well. I think Emery considers him a starter.
PSG, they've had a funny pattern because in preseason, I watched damn near every game they had in preseason. Looked really good.
Yeah.
At the start of the season, they struggled. Like they were losing 1 or 2, and then now you're seeing the effects now.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They're getting back to their preseason form because I think Emery knows now like what to do, sort of formation wise and whatnot.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So yeah. Oh wait, yeah. Abdul just texted us that he can't talk for the rest of the hangout. So
yeah, that's all right. So is there anything you want to talk about, or is there any other leagues? Because I could just chill as well, honestly. For a few.
Yeah. I think we should just end it now, and then reboot on next Sunday.
Yeah, you know what? I think it's been good because I think we should do like daily segment, not daily, like weekly segments at least.
Yeah, weekly.
Yeah, I'm back.
Yo, welcome back, man.
Yeah, welcome back.
You guys are done?
Yeah, so yeah,
we're almost wrapping up.
We should wrap this up now, I think.
All right. All right, it's been a great.
Yeah, so yeah.
So no, before we wrap it up, just some predictions on Champions League and Europa League.
Okay, Should I mention every game and you guys just give a scoreline? How's that?
Sure, yeah.
Should we do that? Like you
Yeah.
win, lose, draw, whatever. Okay. First game, PSG Ludogorets.
3-0 PSG.
Yeah,
Yeah.
PSG dub easily. Yeah. Barca Mönchengladbach. Barca at home.
1-1.
1-1.
2-2.
Yeah.
2-2.
No, 3-1 Barca, easy. Gladbach have been poor.
Yeah, Gladbach.
Yeah.
No, Gladbach actually plays very well against City in the last.
Yeah, but in the league all round they've been poor. It's just
Yeah,
away
no.
from home they just look so weird.
Bayern Atleti.
Oh man,
Well, I think
draw. I think probably 1-1.
No, Bayern's at home though. This is at the Allianz. So.
I think
It
Bayern
doesn't
will
matter because
win.
It doesn't mean
Atleti
much,
are
but I
first.
think they'll
It
draw.
means nothing to Atleti, genuinely. Like
Yeah, I think Bayern will
what's been
win.
impressive though about Atleti this Champions League group stages, they haven't drawn
Defensively,
or
yeah.
lost. They haven't drawn or lost. They've won every game.
And they conceded just 1 goal, I think.
Yeah,
True.
yeah.
It was too
One-
rushed off.
I'll go for a 1-1, yeah.
All right. City Celtic. Man City Celtic.
At
Like
home
4-0.
in Manchester?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Manchester.
Nah, Rodgers ain't beating Pep, man. It's I think it's probably gonna be a 2-1.
I'd say 4-0. Celtic are shit.
Yeah.
Celtic are fucking shit. Arsenal go away to Basel.
1-1.
Yeah.
I think
Maybe Arsenal will lose that. Maybe I think about 1-1. Yeah.
I think Basel seek win 2-1 now.
Yeah. I have a feeling Arsenal might rest players because they know they might not finish top.
They will not finish top.
For me, this is the game. This is the game of the day on Tuesday. Benfica Napoli. Big game.
Oh goodness, I forgot about that game. The scenario is actually really good.
Yeah. Napoli have to win.
Wait, how does it work? I think do Napoli have to win?
Three
Or
teams.
I think-
3 teams are eligible to make the next round. Like from that,
Yeah, that's actually the tightest group. It's Benfica,
tightest group,
Napoli,
very tight group. Yeah.
Besiktas as well, and Kiev are out, obviously.
Kiev are out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Benfica Napoli. That's a big game. Predictions. Benfica are at home, by the way.
You know what? I haven't even watched Benfica that much. Just one or
Me
two
neither,
times, but
I just know that's going to be a tough game for Napoli. It's
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Europe.
always tough at Benfica.
It's
I
Europe,
think it's going to be a 2-1 Napoli.
I think Benfica will win.
Oh, okay.
'Cause
Yeah.
I think Napoli might not. I don't know. They lack a striker, especially in a game like that, hostile environment.
Yeah. We'll see though. I'd
Yeah,
say,
I'm going for Napoli. I think 2-1.
I'll say Napoli. Yeah, I'll say Napoli draw 1-1. Like
I think maybe a draw. Yeah, a draw or Benfica win. I don't see Napoli winning in Lisbon.
yeah, I'll just skip this game. PSV Rostov, that's irrelevant.
Yeah.
Dynamo Kiev versus Besiktas, that's the Besiktas dub. Dynamo are shit, so we don't need to
Yeah.
Tottenham CSK Moscow, 2-0 clubs that are not.
You know what? It's another irrelevant game, but I think
Exactly.
Tottenham probably win that.
It's at Wembley though. Tottenham have been awful at Wembley.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
They beat Moscow before, so
yeah,
maybe
they did. Yeah, they did win in Russia. True. Yeah, Tottenham dub. Okay. Porto at home to Leicester.
Porto all day.
Porto.
Some of the young players. You know the game in Leicester.
Yeah.
Leicester won the game 1-0, but they were literally ass. They were poor. They were just defending for the whole game.
Dang.
It was one of those 1-0s. Like you never really.
How are Leicester getting out of the groups, man?
Dude, they're first though.
Dude, like that Leicester group is worse.
No,
than
it's because Copenhagen and
They won
Bruges
the
aren't
league.
that
They
good.
won the league, so they kind of got that group,
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
Their group is worse than like a Europa League
But,
group.
You know what? I think they'll pretty much, but I think they'll lose that game 100% because they already finished top, so it doesn't really matter to them.
Even Chelsea couldn't win at Porto last season. Like, yeah.
True.
Now Porto is actually one of the toughest games to have away.
Yeah,
Anywhere in
remember
Europe.
what they did to Bayern 2 years back?
Drag out, yeah.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. Leon Sevilla. Big
1-1.
game. Big game.
1-1.
I think Lyon will come clutch, but it will be 2-1. Sevilla will qualify still, I think.
Oh, then okay.
Okay.
Yeah, 1-1. I think 1-1 though. Is
1-1.
Nasri playing? Is Nasri fit?
Oh yeah, I want.
Apparently not.
Nasri hasn't been playing. I want Nasri to play.
Because if Nasri
Oh no,
plays,
I think I don't think Sevilla will lose again. Actually, I think Sevilla will we'll get a draw at least.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Okay. Another game. I'm just gonna skip the irrelevant ones, guys. Leverkusen, Monaco.
Is it in France? Is it in Monaco?
Leverkusen,
Not in Germany, Bayer Arena.
home in Germany.
Draw, I
That's gonna
think,
be a
definitely.
big game.
Probably
2-2.
0-0. 0-0.
No.
0-0. I don't see a 0-0.
I don't see a 0-0 either.
There's got to be a 0-0 somewhere, but
Uh,
probably, yeah. Because I think that group is settled already. They qualified and whatnot.
Okay. Another one. Juventus, Dinamo Zagreb.
They beat them like 5-0.
Or 4.
away from-
Yeah, it was it 4 or 5? I think it was, yeah.
4. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
4.
this time Juventus is at home, so that should be.
Yeah. Juve are really good at home. Like
Yeah.
3-0, I think.
Yeah. And last but not least, Madrid.
Yeah, the big one.
I think
Oh,
we'll
man,
win.
this
I
one.
think we'll win.
Keep in mind, Dortmund just need a draw. And that's all.
Yeah, I know. Honestly, I don't really care if we top the group or not. It's just
You know what? I
that
think Real will win, but I have a feeling they'll struggle for most of the game. They'll struggle, and then
Royce is
Ronaldo
back.
might just score a late penalty or whatnot.
I see a draw actually. I see like a 2-2 or something.
I think we'll win 2-1.
2-1. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, 2-1 seems really good in that game, I think.
All right, yo. So let's just wrap it up, man. This has been the FT Hangout podcast.
See you guys next week.
See y'all next week. Oh, also, I think we're gonna add this. I think we should add this new section where we get questions or something. You know.
Yeah, we should do it. We'll probably leave any questions you have in the comments, and
Comments and and
we'll have a Q&A like next week for like a couple of minutes.
yeah, no problem. Yeah, we should do that. Yeah.
So yeah,
So it's been a pleasure, y'all. And
It's been a good discussion. Yeah.
so y'all, peace, y'all. Yeah, peace.
Peace.
Peace out, guys.